Welcome everybody to another BDA Boxing podcast, broadcasting to you live from the true north. This is your friend Mr. BDA, and alongside with me as always my co-host, the one, the only King Bucho. King, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Well, thank everybody that joined us or joining us right now. We got a lot to talk about today. Lots of activity going on Saturday and on Friday as well. So we're going to be talking a little bit about that. Don't forget, you can join us via phone calls. Well, actually, I don't know if we're going to take phone calls today. But it's going to be a short one. So we want to barrel through everything we got to get to. Also, don't forget, you can check us out on Spreaker, iTunes, and check out our Twitter page. So you can see. Disclaimer here, Bucho's the one that tweets. So don't think that it's going to be all my opinions in there. Sometimes I'll tell Bucho, hey, maybe you can talk a little bit about this, a little bit about that. But it's not really my department. All right? So if something offends you, don't take it up with me, take it up with Bucho. Let's give a shout out to everybody in the chat room right now. Box88, Shepherd of Sons, Michael Stock, Azzy, Johnny Boy. Happy birthday, Johnny Boy. Apparently it's his birthday. I don't know if he's lying or not, but you never know with those Italians. Box, Nopal Castellanos, Jester, Triple JJ, BK, the Quags. He asks, why is it going to be short? Well, last night's episodes, which I wasn't on, by the way, went overboard. We're trying to keep the episodes to about 2 hours. When we do one on the weekend, that's when we try to go crazy. But for the most part, we try to keep an encapsulated short format so people don't get bored. Because remember, people are listening to this on Spreaker, iTunes, and other platforms. So we don't want to go too crazy with that. All right. So there's Bucho right away. The news that are... Bucho's not here, sorry. Listen, he's going to be back in a couple of seconds, I believe. So the news that I'm seeing right now and that people are mentioning in the chat room is that Solani Tete might be pulling out of this Saturday's fight of the Super 6 Bantamweight tournament. Apparently he suffered an injury, but according to Boxing Scene, it's not yet determined. So we're going to see what happens. That's all we can really do. Just wait and see what happens. I thought it was going to be a good fight. Classic boxer versus puncher type affair. But apparently, that's not the point. Let's see what people are saying in the chat room real quick. The Quack says people are congratulating on Johnny Boy. They're congratulating Johnny Boy, wishing him a happy birthday. Quags asks, why is it going to be short? I already answered that. Overhand says, I heard Triple G just left Abel Sanchez. Is Gassiev still with Abel? Asks Box. Overhand says, I don't know about Gassiev. Box says, Joey's left Abel. The Quack says, Tate's shoulder hurts, but it could be a backbone problem. I always said I always said that the guy had no backbone. Now everybody knows. I'm kidding about that. The Shepherd's Son says, Gassiev needs Roach. Virtuoso, shout out to Virtuoso. Mateus Lise, shout out to Mateus as well. He says, Triple G looks very mad. Where is everybody saying that? Where did people catch that news that he just left Abel Sanchez? I'd like to know. I'd like a source on that. And I'd like it right now. Alright? I demand a source. What else are we saying? Yeah, people were talking in the last episodes, the ones I wasn't on, by the way, about Ortiz turning down apparently $5 million. Some people are saying $8 million to fight Joshua on the 1st of June. And I reiterate the comments that people here on this hangout said, my fellow panelists. If somebody offers you $8 million, like, what's Ortiz's frame of mind? Does he think he's going to get more than that down the line if he keeps beating up these nobodies that he's fighting? I mean, I know, look, I'm exaggerating, they're not nobodies, but does he really think he's going to get more if he rematches Wilder? At this point, Wilder is not a big star. After the Fury fight, he's starting to get there, but even the Fury fight, he was exposed, so that gravy train might be ending in a couple of, maybe this year, maybe in the next one, quite soon. So I don't know why he thinks he's going to get more fighting Wilder. $8 million. Even if it's $6 million, as they're saying, reporting, it's $6 million, man. Come on. You're set for life with that. I mean, this is a guy that comes from Cuba. All they do is they got rum, cigars, What else is he gonna spend his money on? His family? He's Cuban. They don't take care of their families. I'm kidding, obviously, because I know we got some Cuban, very overzealous Cuban fans. They can't differentiate between jokes and criticism. And obviously, I got nothing to criticize the Cuban people for. They're great people. Anyway, this Saturday, even if Donaire versus Tete gets cancelled, postponed, or whatever, we still got a sensational roster of fights. On Friday, we have, what's his name? Juan Francisco Estrada rematching Srisaket Sor Rungvisai, the best junior bantamweight in the world. Sor Rungvisai is a strong guy, and I thought he outboxed Estrada in their first fight. So he's added boxing skills to that equation. So that's going to be a good fight. Also on the undercard, Daniel Roman is taking on TJ Doheny. That's going to be a very interesting fight. Daniel Roman has been steadily improving. Since his last loss, I think he's won about, 8 fights in a row? And he's really, really sharp. Really impressed with the guy. And TJ Doheny is a difficult southpaw to pin down, and he's undefeated. So that's a nice little fight right there on that undercard. And then a fight I'm not all that excited about. Jesse Vargas taking on Humberto Soto. Old man Soto. It's taking place in junior middleweight. And Soto, remember, this guy started out as a featherweight. Might have started being a lower weight. But I remember the first time I saw him was as a featherweight when he beat Rocky Juarez. So, I mean, Jesse Vargas, natural welterweight, taking on a guy that started at featherweight. I don't know how. He might end up stopping Humberto Soto because Jesse Vargas has some good pop on that right hand. Remember, he did knock out Saddam Ali, and he stunned both Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley. So people in the chat room are saying Ortiz is a joke. I don't know about that, man. Come on. The Quack says Srisaket Sor Rungvisai is legit. Australia has some decent boxers, says Box, at the moment. Because they got a lot of sparring. You know, they spar, it's kangaroos and spiders and serpents and all, Komodo dragons. Komodo dragons aren't from Australia, are they? I don't think so. But you get my point. It's a wild, wild world over there in Australia. And I'm not invited. Also, wait a minute. Wasn't there going to be a ESPN, a PBC card this Saturday? Hold on a second. I might be getting my fact. Okay, yeah. So on ESPN Plus, we got Daniel Dubois taking on Richard Lardy. And I'm ashamed to say it, but I don't know who the people on the undercard are. Then, of course, on the zone on Saturday, you have Relik versus Prograis. That's going to be an interesting fight. We're going to talk about that. Tete Donaire, apparently that's off, but they're not quite sure. But people are saying it's going to be off. And then on Showtime, Robert Easter Jr. versus Francis Barthélemy. That's the fight that would have been good at lightweight. Oh, it is at lightweight. Huh. Francis Barthélemy is dropping that back down to lightweight. This is a fight that I wanted to see 2 years ago. Actually, if you go back to the earliest podcast that we did, I was saying that was a fight that I wanted to see. But that was before Barthélemy had been beaten by Relik and before Easter Jr. got outboxed by Mikey Garcia. Then you have Victor Postal taking on Mohamed Mimoun and Efe Ajaba taking on Michael Wallace. So, nice little card too. Jezreel Corrales somehow found his way into that card as well. And then, of course, after that, next week, we're going to have the big Triple G, Canelo Jacobs fight. So, we're going to see what happens with that one. What are people saying? I want to go back to the chat. Overhand says Triple G will do better without Abel. Yeah, but where's the proof? I want to see some proof here. Triple G training with Angel. Black Lovachenko says Triple G's training with Angel Garcia. Yeah, that. Could you imagine? Oh, man. Abel treated Triple G like his own child. Mateus Lisa says, yeah, Triple G made Abel. Oh, so some people are saying it's the other way around. Who's trading Triple G now? Abel was Triple G's protector. Okay, what was Triple G being. Protecting from what? Protecting from rapists? Come on. What's the matter with you guys? Overhand says, I said it's on Michelle Joy's Twitter. Is she reliable, though? Is she really that reliable? I'm asking, because I don't follow Twitter and shit like that. So, let me do my own little research here, because, sorry, Overhand, but I don't trust anybody that doesn't have a left hook behind their arsenal. All you got is the overhand right. Come on. I'm looking at my Twitter feed, or Bucho's Twitter feed, rather. I can't see. No, can't really see anything about that. Shell Joey Phelps. I'll check out some other sources as we continue the night, or the evening rather. But we'll see. I'll keep an eye on that. Triple JJ says, can't rely on females. No one has ever knocked out Triple G till this day, says Grievous. Well, let me tell you, he might not be knocked out ever at this point. Might have never been knocked out, but this next opponent that he's going to fight, he's got the true Canadian spirit, the spirit of the true North in his heart. And if there's something that I've learned all my years living here in Canada, is that these people have ice in their veins. All right? Ice. And Triple G, I don't think he's as hungry as he was before. At least not hungry enough to beat a true Northern warrior. So we're going to see what happens with that one. I might just bet everything I've got on the Canadian. What do you think about that? People think I'm kidding, right? I might be kidding. I might not be. You'll find out after the fight. What else? What other fights? All right, so we got that fight. You know what? Let's start talking about... And I'm going to start... people in the... Hold on a second. I don't know which subject to start with, because I was gonna confer with Bucho, see which fight we started talking about first. Rungvisai versus Estrada, or the 140-pound and 126 whatever fucking tournament from Saturday. I guess we're gonna start with whatever I want this time. What do you think about that? Ain't that something? King Bucho in the chat room says Sor Rungvisai. I don't know. I was rewatching a couple of fights before the start of the show, and I'm trying to think here. Which one should I watch first? Hold on a second. Right, just taking care of a couple of things here. That's done. Triple JJ says that means you go opposite. Yes, that's a good point. If Bucho says something, I gotta do the opposite. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Alright. What else? Hold on a second here. I'm telling you to hold on a lot, right? But that's the way I do it. Gotta fucking... Alright, so... I'll start with Sor Rungvisai, not Sor Rungvisai, fucking Prograis versus Relik, because I don't know if people are gonna want to talk about that one that much. Relik is a tough fighter. Prograis, it's interesting, we were talking about Prograis, Teofimo Lopez the other day on Sunday's episode, and about how he's unproven, even though he's talented and he's got skills. But people were comparing him here. People here were comparing him more to Adrian Broner. You remember the Adrian Broner from 135 who was walking through everybody because of his size and his power? And some people were saying Teofimo Lopez the same thing. Well, Prograis, Regis Prograis, 140 pounds, he sort of reminds me a little bit in terms of attitude. It's another guy who has a big attitude. He's very brash, very confident, because, you know, that's what people are going for nowadays to try to make that money. But he does have legit power. He has good hand speed. He's strong. He has very good reflexes, and he showed he's got a little bit boxing skill. Now, the reason why I say that is because so far his two biggest wins have been over Indongo and Terry Flanagan. Against Indongo, he was walking forward, and he showed us his power by stopping Indongo. I think one round earlier than Crawford was able to, I believe. Or maybe a round after, I forget. But it was about the same level of performance. And against Flanagan, he decided to box him from the outside, which I was impressed by. But I was actually expecting Prograis to stop Flanagan. But now maybe that's a bar that I set too high, because Flanagan is a tough fighter. He has good, solid wins over Orlando Cruz, Peter Petrov. Who else did he beat? Hold on a second. My mind is going blank here. Maybe somebody can refresh my memory. But Orlando Cruz, Petrov. Oh, he also stopped Diego Magdaleno, which is about the same thing that Teofimo Lopez did. He also has a win over the undefeated Jose Cepeda, Monskefaneh, who's a tough veteran from way back in the day. Now, he lost against Maurice Hooker, which was a very tough fight, but for both guys. But I don't think Maurice Hooker really outboxed him all that thoroughly or anything. Now, some people will say, well, come on, BDA. The fact that it was a split decision in England means that Hooker really deserved to win the fight. And I would agree, but he didn't get outclassed or anything. Now, Prograis really did outbox him, but he did get tagged up a little bit. He managed to drop Flanagan, who doesn't have great hand speed or power. He's just a solid boxer. And a guy like Prograis is always going to have the advantage against a guy like that because he does have better hand speed, better reflexes, better power, and he does have some boxing ability. And so Carol Relik is a bit in the same stratosphere of skills as Terry Flanagan. Couple of key differences here. Relik is more aggressive than Flanagan. He's more of a come forward fighter. He lets his hands go more. He's more active. He's also a bit of a bigger puncher by a little bit. But one thing I don't like is he's not as good as Flanagan is on the outside. He drops his hands a little bit. And his last fight against Troyanovsky, he was getting set up by some big shots and he was getting hit with those shots. Now he was able to take him, but I don't know if he's going to be able to take him from Prograis. So this might be the fight where finally Prograis get the stoppage that I was expecting. We'll see. Hey, listen, Carol Relik, if he can't stop Carol Relik and if Relik doesn't respect his power, it's going to be a long night for Prograis. Because Carol Relik will stick to you like glue. And here's the other thing you have to remember. If Prograis shows up not in shape or not motivated, Relik is the type of guy that will circumvent your talent just because he's got balls, he's got good stamina and activity. So like Overhand is saying in the chat room, agreeing with me, he's saying Prograis better not sleep on Relik. It would be a very, 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 very dire mistake. Then again, maybe he can get by on talent alone. I don't know. Butch, are you back?
Yep.
All right, fantastic. I was just talking about Prograis. Started talking about that one and how. Well, yeah, go ahead.
No, well, yeah, I was listening to what you were saying, and I agree with you. And Relik, I don't like the way well, in his last fight, his hands were completely low, and he just looked very careless. Maybe it's because he knew that his opponent couldn't hurt him, but he's definitely not going to be fighting like that against a guy like Prograis.
Mm-hmm. Well, Relik, I don't think he drops him because he takes his opponent lightly. I think it's just something because when the guy's close at distance, he does put his hands up, but when he's on far away, he drops them. He keeps them close together, but he drops them still. And he was getting caught with some lead left hook, so I don't know. But by the way, somebody saying is that who picked who to beat? Who picked who? No, who picked Relik to win the whole tournament in the chat room? Somebody's saying that.
Well,
I mean, he's good. Listen, Butcher, here's the thing about Relik. I don't know if you saw his fights against Francis Barthélemy, but he stuck to the guy, especially in the second fight. He stuck to Barthélemy like glue. So Barthélemy is a guy that has better hand speed and better power. But Relik just circumvented all that and bypassed all that by being more active, walking to his shot. So he's got that type of style that he can really make that night long for you if he doesn't respect your power. But I get the feeling.
And it's not like Prograis is very accurate with his punches. That left over right left that he throws or straight left, he misses a lot of with that shit.
Right.
So I don't know. I think Relik has a chance if he just he has to throw a lot of punches. He has to make a fight, a sort of fight where like a war of attrition, if you want to call it that way, and just go for it. You can't stand in front of Prograis. You can't wait in front of Prograis and trying to land like a jab, and you have to stay active, man. Because I was watching that Flanagan fight, and Flanagan wasn't doing shit. He was throwing a lazy jab, so Prograis was coming over that. I don't know. I just felt like you have to be active, and maybe that's gonna make Prograis uncomfortable.
Well, it's hard to stay active against a guy like with the head movement that Prograis has, because he does have very good head movement,
Well, you
and
make
like you
it
said,
dirty. Close the distance and make it dirty. You know.
well, Carol Relik can certainly do that. He can certainly do that. He has that style to do that, but it's in the middle distance that I think he's gonna have trouble, because that's where I think maybe Relik is gonna set him up with one single shot, and even if he doesn't ice Relik with one shot, I still think he can make things very uncomfortable for Relik from the outside. And the other thing is, I liked how he fought Flanagan from the outside in that fight, and then when he fought Indongo, he tried to walk him down. Well, he didn't try. He did walk him down and ended up stopping him. But in the Indongo fight, he did get caught with a couple of shots. And when we're talking about Relik's defensive liabilities, Prograis has him too. Like you said, he does keep his hands down, and he does the same thing that Tyson Fury does, which is he dips too low to avoid right hands, but he leaves his whole temple and the side of his face and head open. So he's
Yeah.
even if he has his shoulder tucked in or his chin tucked in against his shoulder, he still leaves himself open to be caught on the face or on the temple. And like I said, Relik has never knocked out anybody of note, but he still has respectable power. He was able to make Francis Barthélemy shell up. So that's my take on that, man. I think Relik is a very dangerous fighter, but so is Prograis.
Yeah, and Prograis, he's sometimes a bit predictable. I'd say, with like that jab, and then he throws that left, straight left, then jab, straight left. There's not a lot of hooks, solid hooks. There's no check left hooks or anything like that. It's always the same thing, straight punches, and it comes in one and twos. And he's waiting for you to come in or something, and then throw that left. I don't know. So I guess if you neutralize that left, he really has nothing left but a fucking jab, man.
Hmm. It's interesting though because he does attack from all angles though, meaning he moves his
Well,
head he moves his head to the right and he attacks from that side, or he'll move it left and he'll attack from. So what I'm saying is he attacks from not necessarily with his feet, but from different angles when he moves the head, and he has some beautiful head movement. It's not easy to, especially a guy that Flanagan that doesn't
yeah,
have all that power. So when he tries to catch him and he can't hit him, and he goes like, all right, well, I don't have the power to ice him, and every time I really overcommit, he's gonna catch me with heavy shots. It's hard fighting a guy like that.
yeah, I know. Yeah, but did he really cause that much damage to Flanagan throughout the whole fight? I know at the end he dropped them and stuff like that, but there were many rounds where he did. It seems like Progress didn't know what the fuck to do, man.
Mm-hmm.
And,
It seemed like he
he
was
had a stationary target. And we're not talking about he was fighting an elusive fighter, so you can understand if Progress doesn't land a lot of punches in one round, or is trying to figure out his opponent or trying to catch him.
right, right.
It was a fucking stiff fucking ass Terry Flanagan in front of him, and there were rounds where he just wasn't throwing anything. I don't know why. Well, he couldn't figure it out, or I don't know what the fuck the reason was, but that was very disappointing, man.
You know what? It looked like he was content on boxing from the outside because he didn't want to overcommit either against Flanagan, which is
Oh,
interesting
come
though
on.
because Flanagan is not a big puncher. Maybe that's what made him think twice about. But even then, that's what I say. We set the bar high for a guy, especially a guy as brash as Prograis. He thinks he's the best junior welterweight and one of the best fighters in the world. But when you got a guy like Flanagan in there who doesn't possess superior firepower, you really want to see a guy with superior firepower to try to, I don't know, go to the body, try to walk him down the same way he did against Ndongo. But he didn't do that, so makes me believe that Flanagan might be a bigger puncher than he is, that he's giving credit for, and that maybe Prograis still has to work out a couple of little kinks in there. By the way, Prograis Bucho is not that young. He's not like Teofimo Lopez, who's 21. He's already 30 years old.
He's
All right, so
29. Oh yeah, 30. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying is he's already a bit of a. He needs more seasoning, but at 30 years old, it's not like he has
He
that
should be
much time
more
to improve.
like. I guess he should be more complete at this point.
Yeah, yeah. Well, listen. By the way,
Well,
we got.
we have Johnny Boy.
That's what I was gonna say. Before we continue, we do have Johnny Boy on the line. Johnny Boy, you there?
What's up, boys? Yeah,
Hey,
a couple of y'all in the chat said you want to see me drunk, the shit face, drunk and falling down, Johnny Boy, on my birthday. Well, my birthday is tomorrow, but tomorrow I'm just going out to dinner with my folks, my girl, and shit. Friday night you can get the drunk Johnny video.
oh, so essentially, you lied to people when you said that today was your
Yeah.
birthday. All right, just good to know
Yeah,
you're a
no, I
liar.
said it was well, because I'm gonna be busy tomorrow, so this is the
Well,
last
exactly.
time
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
talk to you.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You lied. okay. It's
All right,
everybody lies at some
whatever the
point.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. So
you know how it
A
is.
liar and a rat.
You know how it is. BDA fucking Thursday night with the wife, Friday night for the girlfriend. So you know how it is.
she's gonna go pressing every button in the intercom. Yes, hello. I just want you to know you have a whore living in your house. All right. All right. We also have Gonzalo just dropped by. Gonzalo, are you there? Come on, Gonzalo.
Yes.
All right, good. I thought you were ignoring me. I said, "What's up with Gonzalo today?" He's ignoring me. Good to have everybody on board. Listen, I was just starting to talk about Prograis versus Relik, which we got some pretty good fucking fights this Saturday. Very good competitive fights on paper. Let's start with Johnny Boy. Johnny Boy, what do you think about Prograis? He's a bit like Teofimo Lopez, huh? A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, it's a good fight, man. It's a good fight. Both dudes can crack. They're both tough little fuckers. It's gonna be a good fight. I didn't. Damn, Gonzalo, you were Johnny on the spot with that one. I didn't know Tete got hurt, bro. That's crazy.
Is that
Fucked
fight
up. I was looking.
confirmed
Yeah,
over or
that's what they're saying. Shit.
fuck?
Yeah, I was looking forward to both of them and fucking Rungvisai and
So Rungvisai versus Estrada, Prograis versus Relik, Barthélemy versus Easter Jr., and like I said, Daniel Roman is going to be fighting an undefeated fighter too on the undercard of Estrada Sor Rungvisai, so that's going to be great. By the way, Bucho, do you have an ETA on at which time the Estrada main event starts over here in North
The
America?
main event, I don't know.
Fuck, because it's in California. So if they tell you that it's
on the zone, it says that it starts at 7:30. But the thing with the zone boxing events is that they show the whole undercard.
All right.
So,
well, I hope it doesn't.
That bitch ain't gonna start till like midnight and shit.
Oh
11.
fuck. Might be. You know what? I might clear my schedule on Saturday just so I can sleep in and stay up on Friday to watch that fight. All right, so Johnny Boy, what do you make of Prograis then? Is he a better? Because we were talking about Teofimo Lopez the other day, saying how he hasn't really fought anybody. What about Prograis? Is he slightly above Teofimo Lopez, same level, inferior? You tell me.
I think that we're gonna kind of get a read on that on Saturday, bro. To be honest with you, I mean, does he have one of the belts, Prograis?
Let me check, because I don't keep track of all this shit.
I can't remember.
Apparently he has the WBA super lightweight title and the WBO. Oh no, wait, hold on. The WBC, come on, WBC Council, the World Boxing Council Diamond super lightweight title and the World Boxing.
okay, no.
So I don't even know when he's the WBA. Does that mean that he's a super champ or he's the real WBA champ? You know what I mean? And then they got the Diamond WBC. So I don't even know if he's the legit. This is disgusting. I don't even want to talk about world titles. But anyway, yeah, go ahead, join me.
No, he's a good fighter. Like I said, I think depending on what happens on Saturday, I think we'll be able to make a better assessment of that. Because who's the kid he fought last in the first round? Flanagan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't. I said this before. I'm not really sold on the dude yet, but I mean he can punch. But I'm not gonna, like I say, I'm not gonna start fucking cheerleading for him for beating a fucking starving Marvin and Dangu over here.
Yeah, I think the other day they were showing a commercial. Those donate 5 cents a month commercial for African kids, and there was a guy that looked like Julius Indongo in there. I said, "What the fuck? He's already back in there." Listen, here's the point.
BDA and Dangu was one of them dudes running around on the thin red line, bro. That's Dangu.
You know what? I've never seen I've never seen the whole fucking movie. But
that's a classic, BDA. You gotta watch that shit.
I'm not a big Terry Malik fan. Or what's his name? Terry Malik, whatever his name is.
I don't know what the fuck his name is. It's a good movie though.
Well, check it out. Also, what was I gonna say? Yeah, but you said that we're gonna find out what Prograis is really made of in this fight. Didn't we sort of get that when he fought Flanagan? Because I think Flanagan and Carol Relik are at about the same level.
Yeah, I think, but like it just we see if we can do it over again, and depending on who wins in the other round between Taylor and Baranchik, you
Mm-hmm.
know, because them two dudes are both pretty good fighters. So I think it's kind of we're gonna kind of get a good, like I said, I think we're gonna kind of get a good scope on it as the tournament progresses. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Well, that's fair enough. Now, speaking of Baranchik versus Taylor, which is on the other side of the bracket, that fight was in doubt a little bit for a couple of weeks now, because apparently Baranchik wasn't getting paid, or they weren't paying him on time, something like that. But finally, from what I'm reading, the fight will be taking place next month. So that's very good news to hear. We might see this tournament all the way through to completion. So that's fantastic. Also, we got, like I said, we got Gonzalo. Gonzalo, I asked you the same thing. Prograis, how good is he? Can he stop Relik and look impressive? Is he better than Teofimo Lopez skills wise? I mean, like I told Bucho, the guy's already 30 years old. He's not 21 like Teofimo. So, what are your thoughts on this fight?
Yeah, I believe he is good, and he's obviously a good puncher, and he's trying to show some versatility for a guy that doesn't have long arms.
Mm-hmm.
He's tried to show a different side to his boxing than the inside game. We know with his waist movement, and I think he will beat Kyle Relik. Doesn't a Relik to you guys seem a little small for 140 pounds? And
Well,
I mean, he was beat 2 times in a row, but then he got the rematch against Barthélemy, and yeah, and Kyle Relik, he's a good fighter, that likes to trade, but I just think Regis Prograis is too powerful for him and will knock him out to the body. I mean, he didn't put up like a real impressive performance, although he did beat and knock what's this guy what's this
Indongo.
guy uh, no Terry Flanagan. He did knock him down and he did beat him. I mean, Terry Flanagan was a champion, and he did go. Terry Flanagan beat Jesus Cepeda like within a few rounds. The guy that went life and death with Ramirez,
Mm-hmm. Well,
Jose Ramirez.
Jose, well, here's the other thing, though. Here's the other thing, because you mentioned Relik's losses. People in the chat room are saying what I was going to ask regarding because he lost to Ricky Burns. That's his first loss. Apparently, that was a bogus decision against Relik. And if you remember, the first Barthélemy fight also was a bit of a bogus decision. Actually, I think I'll go ahead and say it. I think Relik won that fight. So you could argue that the guy's undefeated.
I thought he got knocked down. He got knocked out to the body by Ricky Burns.
No,
Could call him relish.
he
Didn't
lost.
he get?
He lost by unanimous decision, but he didn't lose by stoppage. And people are saying that it was a people in the chat room are saying that it was a robbery.
Hmm.
I will have to rewatch the fight
Okay.
because you know what, I don't even remember if it's interesting when you watch so many fights. At some point they start blending in. I don't remember if I even fucking watched the fight. I'll have to check it out. But I do
I
I
I
do
thought he
agree
got
with the
knocked
people.
down to the. He's been knocked out before.
Well, I
Kyle
don't know.
Relik to the body.
He's only got 2 losses.
Yeah.
So if he lost, maybe you're talking that maybe you're confusing somebody, or maybe he did. Guys in the chat room, did Ricky Burns drop him in their fight to the body? Because maybe that's what Gonzalo's talking about. Or maybe Gonzalo,
Okay,
maybe you were
maybe it's my
watching
mistake.
maybe you were watching the fight on your phone while you were walking down the streets, and then you got distracted by Filipina asses, and you didn't realize you were watching the.
No,
You
I
didn't.
just watched some highlights and I saw
Nuances.
may- maybe I'm mistaken, but yeah, I just think Kyle Relik, he likes to trade, and Regis Prograis likes to trade, but I think Regis Prograis is more powerful.
Well,
You
he is
know,
more powerful. I think it would be a bad idea for Relik to start trading with the guy. But maybe Butcher, do you think he has a choice? Because let's say Butcher's usually the guy who's got high standards for fighters. Like he wants them to really fight with more balls. Carol Relik, he's not that big a puncher. If he starts getting outboxed by Prograis, who does have superior firepower, do you expect him to just walk forward and try to overpower Prograis? And if he doesn't do that, will you say he's a bitch, or what do you think?
Yeah, he's a bitch. He's gonna
Oh,
be a bitch.
all right.
Fucking bitch. No, seriously.
No, seriously.
How good is Prograis fucking in exchanges? Is he good?
Well, like I was telling people, against when he was walking forward against Indongo, he was getting hit, and Flan
Yeah. In Dongo. Yeah.
and when he
No,
tried
no,
to
no, no.
stop, well,
Can he
hold on.
take? Okay, sorry.
Well, I'm saying I don't know if he can take, because he's never really fought a big puncher. But what I am telling you is he can be hit, especially when he starts walking forward.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't know,
Flanagan
man.
was landing some lame ass fucking shots sometimes when Prograis, like sometimes he overcommits or committed with that straight left. So he overcommitted and he will get hit, man. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And like
Mhm.
Flanagan, he should have taken out Flanagan, in my opinion. He could have
Yeah.
if he would have been a little bit more active. I think he waited too long, and this is my issue. Why did you wait so long? What was happening? Well, BDA says that what's his name again? Prograis was happy with the work that he was doing,
I said
basically just
maybe
throwing
that's one possibility.
maybe throwing a shitty ass jab and showing us his head movement when nothing was coming, and so I don't know. I think he should have been more active. What do you think, Johnny Boy?
Yeah, he was just sloppy. He didn't look good against Flanagan, bro.
No.
Like, yeah, I mean, that's what I say. That's what I say. Like, some people disagree with me on that one. Like, that's what I keep saying. Like, I'm not fucking sold on that. I'm just not sold on the guy, bro. That's all.
Listen, I think he looked sharp against Flanagan, because Flanagan is a good sharp boxer himself. But here the problem with Prograis, and that was what Bucho was sort of, I was trying to get at with Bucho, was that he's a bit more of a counter puncher. When he has to walk a guy down, he keeps his fucking hands down. He fights, he
Yeah,
punches one.
yeah, BD.
So Relik, I think he does punch harder, a little bit harder than Flanagan. So we're gonna have
Yeah,
to
he
see.
keeps that.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
he
go ahead.
keeps that fucking lead hand low, BDA.
He does, man. He does. And so far, he's been able to walk through other guys' punches. But again, Flanagan, Indongo. Yeah, people always say Indongo, oh, he knocked out Troyanovsky in one round. Yeah, no, Troyanovsky fucked up there. I'm not saying Indongo is not a decent puncher, but Prograis, you never know, man. He might be taking shots. Like, remember Paul Williams was another guy. He used to take shots on the face like no, it was nobody's business. He didn't give a fuck. And finally, he ended up in the rematch against Martinez. He thought, oh, hey, I went 12 rounds taking his bombs. I'm going to be able to take him again in the rematch. And he ran into the bomb of his life, and boom, knocked
Where are
out
they
cold.
fighting at, BDA? They're not fighting in sheep dick fucking Louisiana, are they?
Actually, that's a good point. I hope they're not. Because then, oh yeah, Cajun Dome, Lafayette, which I suppose, I mean, Cajun Dome, Lafayette. That sounds like fucking Louisiana, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Frog Balls, Arkansas. They're fighting in.
See that again? That's
So,
why.
yeah,
Well, just real quick, that's why I'd like to see Prograis eventually. If he gets to the final, let's make it in the neutral ground, or at least go and fight over it in either Taylor or Baranchik's hometown, because it's like what 3 times in a row now that he's fighting at home. That's what we want to see fighters fight on the road again. And by the way, just real quick, apparently Terence Crawford said if he fights Brook, he's not gonna fight him in England. So he's already Errol Spence already has one up on him, in that he was willing to go on over to England, and Terence Crawford is not. But anyway, sorry, Gonzalo, you were gonna say something. Gonzalo, you were gonna say something. Did I lose? Yeah,
yeah. I was
okay,
just gonna say that Terry Flanagan, he lost to Maurice Hooker by split decision, right? And
right.
Prograis was
Unanimous, I think.
he beat him unanimously, right? He beat Terry Flanagan unanimously.
Mm-hmm.
Maurice Hooker's a good fighter. I mean, if we're gonna do boxing math, I mean, it's just that Prograis was able to beat Flanagan more convincingly than Maurice Hooker was able to. You know, because one judge gave it to Maurice Hooker, and he's a good fighter. Maurice Hooker's a rangy fighter, so I mean, with the smaller frame, he was able to beat Terry Flanagan more convincingly than the boxer. I mean, whether it was impressive or not, I mean, all three judges sided with Regis Prograis. So this guy that he's fighting, he's a short guy with short arms. It's gonna be an inside fight, and if Cairo Relic is gonna try to do something else, I
Kyle.
think Regis Prograis is gonna have the advantage because even though he's also short, he's stockier, but he's also like more versatile. If anybody's got an outside game other than trading on the inside, it would be Regis Prograis. You know.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned the height and everything because apparently Relik is actually taller, according to BoxRec.
Oh really?
Yeah, apparently Relik is
Okay.
he's 5'9.5", and Prograis is listed as 5'8". The difference is that Kirill Relik really fights compact and hunched over, so that might be why he gives
Okay.
the illusion that he's not that tall. But even then, though, if it comes down to an outside fight, I still give Prograis the because, like you said, he is more versatile, and especially on the outside, his head movement, his quick hands, and his counterpunching, he does have the advantage on the outside. I think could be wrong, but my question is this, because I keep stressing on this. Like you said, he got the unanimous decision over Terry Flanagan, but he never seemed, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think he ever really tried to press the issue after he dropped him. It seemed like he was content with just, I'm just going to outbox this guy from the outside. Do we want to see Prograis really try to lay it on the line here against Kirill Relik to really try to make a statement? And if he doesn't, are we going to judge him accordingly?
Um, Never know if he tried to. I'm not sure, but I think I heard an interview. Don't quote me on that.
I'm going to have to quote you
Sometimes
though.
sometimes boxers will say, "Oh, well, I try to put the work in because I try to get some rounds in." You've heard that before, BDA, or
Yeah, I've heard
boxers
that.
say that.
I think it's bullshit. I think it's
Yeah.
bullshit,
So
Mike.
I don't know. I mean, he's fighting somebody that's gonna pressure him. Also, Kyle Relik's gonna go in there and try to take him out. He's not gonna wait or anything. I believe because that's his style. You know.
I think it's over
He,
for the little guy.
yeah,
But you know what
he's
though?
a dark horse. He's a dark horse of the tournament.
First of
That's
all,
what they refer to him as.
it's I might be wrong, but I think his name is Carol. Kirill. I don't think it's Kylo.
Kirill, yeah.
Yeah, because you call him Kylo Relic, like a Star Wars character or something.
Kyril or Kirill, yeah. Kirill, yeah.
But
I'm gonna call him relish, like I put on my hot dog. Relish.
hold on a second. People in the chat room keep talking about Triple G. Apparently, he dropped.
Yeah.
There's a rumor. Has anybody been able to confirm
No,
that?
no,
or-
it is true. There's somebody on Twitter posted the Instagram picture that Triple G posted. Hold on, and it says, "Triple G, I would like to announce that I have made a major decision for myself and for my career. I want to build. What the fuck? I want to build on what I have already achieved and continue to better myself. Therefore, I will not be training with Abel Sanchez.
oh,
This was not an easy decision for me, and it is not a reflection on Abel's professional abilities. He's a great trainer, a loyal trainer, and a Hall of Famer trainer."
you know what happened, right? You know what happened? He couldn't take it anymore. Trying to make weight, watching Abel Sanchez eating fucking stuffing tacos into his face every fucking night. That's
No,
why he couldn't take.
You know what happened?
What was that?
He was disappointed in Abel Sanchez's plan for that second fight.
Yeah.
I think he told. Well,
listen, I think we can all agree whether he would have tried to fight Canelo on the inside or on the outside, which I think was was the right game plan. He wasn't going to get the decision that night. Just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah,
So.
exactly, BDA, exactly.
So I don't think it's Abel Sanchez's fault. Like I said, I think it's because he keeps overeating during training camp and Triple G just can't handle it anymore. Have you ever tried to have you ever been in camp where you actually have to fucking watch what you eat and then you got other bunch of pigs eating whatever they want around you? You can't do it. It's hell. So I think that's why Triple G just said, "Fuck this,
Oh
I'm out of
shit!
here."
Damn, everybody's dipping out on Abel Sanchez, Joyce. Who's he got left?
Doesn't he have Sullivan Barrera or what's his name, Gassiev?
Uh,
Gassiev?
yeah, he
Okay.
might have gassy of
Hey
There you
BDA.
BDA,
go.
is your
Yes,
Skype working?
is my Skype
Send
working?
yeah,
I already sent it to Stu.
Stu. Okay,
Yeah,
because my Skype is all fucked up. Anyways,
yeah, he
Hey,
might be.
BDA, you should try flicking that thing on so I can see the chat, bro. If
Oh,
you
hold on a
could,
second.
I don't know how you do.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah,
Booch is the one that did yesterday. All
yeah,
right,
you know
so
I'm internet retarded. I don't know how to do it. Yeah,
don't worry about
by
it.
the way, Nopal Castellanos is saying that Abel Sanchez is too tough for Triple G.
get
I
out
don't
of
even know
here.
what that means.
I know Nopal Castellanos. He wants to shit on Triple G.
No,
But
Paul, I like you, bro, but you just flat out don't like Triple G,
But you know
man.
what happened here? I think Triple G, he's frustrated now because he did win the first fight,
Yeah,
but the second fight, in my opinion, I had Canelo winning. It was a close fight. So now Triple G, he's like, well, he's kind of like running out of ideas. He probably doesn't know what to do. He wasn't expecting Canelo to come forward, so maybe he's now trying to blame the trainer for that performance. I'm not sure.
I think he's just kind of pissed off at everything, Bucho. Like, fuck these motherfuckers. They robbed me twice. You know, that's what he's thinking. I'm saying, and
Well,
like,
during the second fight, when he went to the corner in the later rounds, Abel Sanchez told Triple G, "You just gotta go in there and knock him out." And I don't think he just gave him very clear instructions other than you just gotta do your thing as a power puncher. Just go there and take him out. He didn't really give him any sound advice other than just go get him.
yeah,
I
Yeah, but at that point, yeah, you're right. But this is something I should have worked during the fight, during training camp. I think
well,
like
I mean, in the last 3 or 4 rounds, he was knocking fucking Canelo's head around like a
yeah,
goddamn volleyball over here too. So I mean,
yeah. What
you
else
know,
could he have done? To be honest,
yeah,
I think any other boxer would have gotten knocked the fuck out.
I
But
agree. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah,
but he gave him good. I mean, Eddie Reynoso he did his homework on the other side because he figured out that Triple G is a mid range puncher. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm gonna bring Mikey Garcia up just to make an example really fast. When he fought Errol Spence, he didn't have no choice but to get on his chest, like his brother told him and his father. You got to get on this guy's chest because he wasn't having any success on the outside. Now Canelo, I mean, more complete. Was able to outbox Triple G. And he had his moments as well. It was a give and take fight. But when it came down to Canelo trying to get the clear advantage over Triple G in the second fight as compared to the first, going to his chest did favor him because Triple G had to continuously have to step back in order to find his range on to score mid range shots. But since Canelo was pressuring him, he wasn't giving him that space. It was not so much that he was backing him up; it's just he didn't give him the space to get off, and that was a good plan. And also because it avoided him getting countered. Well, the same token, that's the reason.
Yeah.
Well, listen,
yeah, he
whatever.
wasn't backing up Triple G. Triple G decided to try and box because of the circumstances.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
Yeah.
Canelo's a strong guy too, so
I think, bro. I see a lot of people are all pissed off because he's fighting this Rawls guy, but dude, he's 37. He's coming off a layoff. It's a tune-up fight because they're gonna make Canelo 3 in September. Should he get past Jacob? So people need to calm the fuck down with all that shit too. Like, yeah, I don't want to see him fight Steve Rolls either. But I mean, fuck, man, he's coming off a layoff, and let him have a tune-up. Fuck, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Listen, he has the right to have a tune-up. Am I happy with that fight? No, of course not. But he's allowed to do this. Man, this guy was fighting 3 times a year at his age. He fought Jacobs, Canelo. Uh, why not? This isn't. If it was a boxer like Keith Thurman, then I would be pissed because this guy has already taken tons of layoffs and tons of shitty fights.
Well, you know what?
Um,
It's interesting because people in the chat room are asking who should Triple G fight. Now, somebody said, John Gonzalez said that Triple G should train with Mr. BDA, but then Sharper the Sun says BDA can't even train his adopted son, table manners. First of all, my wife's boyfriend's son is a very good boy, all right? And I think we're going to be able to take him to the top.
My wife's boyfriend.
That's the old joke on the internet. They always say like, "Oh, my wife's my wife's my wife's boyfriend's son enjoyed the commercial or whatever." So, but anyway, listen, I don't want to harp.
BDA, you want to move on to Sor Rungvisai against Estrada too?
Yeah, I didn't want to harp on too much on the Triple G Abel Sanchez fallout, but people are asking who he's going to train with. People were saying Norman Stone. That would be a nice, bring Norman Stone out of retirement, man.
He's coming out, Johnny. He's coming.
No, he should get some Kazakh fucking trainer that nobody knows about, you know. At
Yeah,
this stage of
totally.
his career, he doesn't need like a fucking Virgil Hunter or some shit. Come on, get out of here.
Norman
Yeah.
Stone was fucking hilarious. Like,
Oh,
Angel
yeah.
Garcia's just a dickhead to me. Norman was fucking funny. He's got that ruthless fucking Boston accent.
Fight this motherfucker. Fight him. Go out, fight this fucking guy. He's coming out, Johnny. He's coming out.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Hey, what if Golovkin gets Lomachenko's father?
Yeah, that's good.
Nah,
Nah,
but
well,
anyway,
not necessarily suited for a power puncher like him.
exactly. He's much of a mover.
At this
boxer.
point,
Anyways,
he's 36
Eddie
years old.
Reynoso, Canelo's trainer. Next week in
You know
style.
what? He's 36. He's 36 years old or 37. At this point, he's not gonna get that much better. He just
Nah.
needs somebody that's gonna watch him. You know, maybe correct this, correct that a little bit. That's all he can really hope for. He's really
Yeah, I mean, what's Anatoly gonna do? Send him to fucking Ukrainian dance class when he's 40, bro? Like, nah.
exactly. That's not gonna. That's not
exactly.
worth it. It's a little bit too late for that. By the way, we got just so that we got precise on the line.
Dependent upon how you interpret the data.
Yeah,
What's
that
up
was
with all the
long time ago. That was like
transvestites
10 years
in Hollywood, though? Because if you're a postmodernist and you don't have any standards, you're always going to keep moving the goalpost, and you're never going to stick to your own standards because you don't have any standards.
All right. Precise, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Good. I mean, good. I didn't even ask how you were. I just said good.
Dude.
No, good to have you on board. I was gonna say good to have you on board. Glad we can hear you. Glad
Right
that
on.
you could be on board. Listen, I think this is a good segue into this Friday's fight, which is Juan Francisco Estrada against Srisaket Sor Rungvisai. I keep saying Juan Francisco Estrada first. Should be naming Sor Rungvisai first. He's the guy that he's the champ, really the best junior bantamman in the world. So let's start with that one. Precise, what do you think about that fight? Apparently Estrada, his corners is saying that he's gonna come in 100%, which apparently he wasn't in the first fight, and that he's gonna come in harder this time. He's gonna come harder at Sor Rungvisai from the start.
Whoa.
Is that a good idea?
Is it late night?
Is it late? Is it late night?
I mean, if
Tell
it's
me.
daytime TV, then maybe not a good idea. But if it's, you know, can he do that? I don't think that's a good idea because the reason why he stayed away and, well, first of all, he's kind of a slow starter, but also you don't want to go into just start banging with this guy early. You definitely don't want to do that, which is, I think, why he fought so cautiously in the beginning. It's because those shots were moving him. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a good idea, but what the fuck do I know? You know what I mean? Let him try. Maybe we'll get a better fight.
Yeah, because the thing is, I don't think Estrada has the firepower to go to war, at least that soon, against Sor Rungvisai. The only guy really that could do it was Gonzalez, and that's because he was a monster himself. And even then, he couldn't put a dent on Sor Rungvisai until the end. Now, Estrada, not Estrada, his name is escaping me now. Crazy guy, drunkard. What's his
Sor
name?
Rungvisai. Srisaket.
No, I said the drunk guy that outboxed him.
Cuadras.
Cuadras, yes, thank you.
Carlos.
Cuadras was boxing, but I do think that Sor Rungvisai is a better boxer now. So
Pimpleback.
Pimple, but yeah, I don't know if Estrada really does have the style to beat convincingly beat Sor Rungvisai at this point. Anybody? What do you guys think?
Ah, yeah, you can beat Sor Rungvisai.
Yeah,
Chocolatito was
Estrada
doing a
is a
good
good.
job.
Yeah,
He can, but not convincingly. I don't. Well, I mean, he can win. I think it's a 50-50 fight, but it's going to be close. Or,
well,
like close for a while and then Estrada gets knocked out. I don't think he will, but it's a possibility.
Hmm.
yeah, he's a good fighter. Gallo Estrada. He's a good. He's considered revered as the best little fighter, Mexican fighter for a while. I don't know how old he is now, but it's been a few years later. At this present time, he's still a good fighter. I mean, he's coming off of 2 victories, and if they're picking up off the 13th round, where let's say he was cautious in the first fight, not so much because he was wary of his power. I'm not saying that that's what it is 100%, but I mean, because he was like, they refer to those as the study rounds, where he's going to come up with the game plan. So if he's picking up off on the 13th round and is able to fight him, and have success, where he does start off a little faster. I mean, it will make for a competitive fight, but it just seems that Estrada, he's skillful, but he has to do a whole lot more than uh than Rungvisai. Rungvisai can be more basic, but since he's more powerful, he will have success also. So all Rungvisai has to do is be physical as compared to Estrada. He has to be more technical and physical at the same time. I mean, he is a good fighter, but I think just Rungvisai is too powerful. He's the kid dynamite of the division.
He
You
gotta
Kid
know,
hit him with
Dynamite.
something hard early, man, and just pick his shots and sit on his shots. Not shoe
yeah.
shine so much, but like he gotta hurt him, make him think twice. Go ahead, bro.
No, yeah, no, I agree. I well, see, and I thought the first fight was a very very good fight. I thought I thought it kind of got a little bit overshined from the two Chocolatito fights. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't get its props like it should have. But yeah, I agree. I think Estrada can outbox him, but I agree. He's got to hit him with some hard shit to have him thinking twice, like Precise says. Um, but like I say, man, that. But at the same time, on the same breath, you got to be careful though, because that fucking wrong Visa hits like a goddamn mule. So get his respect, but don't get sloppy with it either. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Well, that's the thing is, so far, uh, Quadras was the one that was able to outbox Sor Rungvisai, but that ain't the same Sor Rungvisai. And Gonzalez, it took him a while to get going against Sor Rungvisai in the first fight, and even then, it took him until the last round to finally be able to consistently back up Sor Rungvisai. Now, in the first Estrada Sor Rungvisai fight, Estrada tried to outbox him, and he did a good job of circling away from Sor Rungvisai's left hand. But then at the end, it was. I mean, first of all, in the middle rounds, he couldn't comprehensively unbox him. And when he turned it up in the last round, because Estrada is very good, I've said it before, at pacing himself, he was bouncing shots off of Sor Rungvisai's head, and Sor Rungvisai just didn't seem to care. So this is a guy that took a beating from Gonzalez throughout the whole fight. He just didn't give a fuck. I don't know, unless he gets old overnight or his chin gets dented or maybe the years finally catch up with him. I don't see Estrada being able to hurt him unless Estrada goes to the body a little bit more. But guys, didn't Sor Rungvisai look much bigger in the first fight?
Bro, you got to hit that dude with a chunk of fucking concrete to hurt that guy. He ain't going nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need a sledgehammer to dent that chin. But that's what I'm asking is can Estrada could not box Sor Rungvisai. I don't think he can outwork him, or I mean outpunch him. So maybe like official boxing scorecard in the chat room says maybe he should just try to outwork him. Can't knock him out, can't outbox him, then fucking outwork him.
Yeah, I agree.
Then again, that puts him into a position to be countered by Sor Rungvisai's power. So it ain't an easy fight.
He would have to. Sorry, I
Go
think
ahead.
he'd have to fight like I don't know if you guys remember how Carlos Molina would fight. He would like run around box and then he'd jump inside, smother, hold, he would have to fight dirty like that, I think, to have the best chance. But I've never seen him do that sort of fighting. Not quite like Andre Ward, but box a little bit and then jump inside and like wrestle. I don't recommend it because I don't like to watch that type of shit. But you gotta
Yeah.
you gotta win somehow, right? So
Well, you're
Yeah.
talking about John Molina or the
no,
point?
Carlos Molina, the guy that beat Lara and didn't get the decision way
Oh,
back in the
right,
day.
right, 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 right. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like the way
Well,
he fought Lara, he would pick shots from outside and then jump in and not let him work.
right.
Hmm.
You know what? That wouldn't be a
I
bad
think
idea.
I think Juan Francisco Estrada in the first fight, like from the eighth round on, he landed some eye catching shots. He was losing the first part of the fight, but he kind of had a better performance. I mean, he still lost the fight, right? But he brought it on. He did a little better later in the fight. So I think he has the ability. If let's say Sor Rungvisai is beating him up, he's got the ability to start landing some eye catching shots where he's not gonna knock him out, but he's gonna score points. And if he can do that sooner and more often, it could be an interesting fight, and it could lead up to like where he can get a decision on the scorecards, even if they're not knockout blows. If they're eye catching shots, I mean that could do him. That could do him good.
On some Ray Leonard versus Hagler type of shit. You mean Gonzalo? They don't have to be the fucking clubbing. I'm gonna knock your head off shots, but they're flashy and they get people's attention. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like Canelo Triple G.
Yeah.
Where Triple G is the harder puncher, but Canelo's he's still got respectable power where he's still snapping his head back. And if he just not say he lands more, but then somehow the judges favor the shots that Strada lands.
Um,
Yeah.
in the chat, who was it? Steven Schneider. He said that people sleep on Estrada. If he starts earlier than he usually does, he can win on points. The problem is that he's a slow starter. Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
And
he's
then,
a better boxer, no?
yeah, and it's risky too to start fast against this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he should put some rounds like in the bank, and then maybe try to make Rungvisai a little bit more. Make him feel that he needs to win some rounds, because he's behind, and then
Yeah.
because you can't go at this guy. I mean, that was why, man, I give some respect for Chocolatito in that first fight because he was going at, he was trading with fucking Rungvisai, but then there's only so much punishment that you can take from some Rungvisai, and
Bucho, I thought that first Chocolatito Rungvisai fight was fight of the year that year. It went to AJ and Klitschko, but you know how the heavyweights get the shine and the little guys don't get no fucking shit.
yeah, if it
Yeah.
would have been like a welterweight fight or something, it would have been like fight of the year.
Oh, they would have been calling it fucking Hearns
Like,
Leonard if it was welterweights, bro. Yeah.
let's see what
He
else. Go
he
ahead.
got what round did he get iced in the second Gonzalez fight?
I think it was the
What
third or
round?
the fourth. Fourth, I think. Third or fourth, Gonzalo.
Yeah, that was a devastating knockout. Yeah. And the first fight with Gonzalez, did he hit him with his head, Rungvisai? And that kind
A
of
bunch
damaged
of times,
how.
a bunch of times,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he was all bleeding all over the place. The
Yeah,
headbutts, man.
I still had him winning that fight, man. I thought he won.
Rungvisai,
Yeah.
precise.
No, Chocolatito won the first for me.
Yeah. See, I thought it was. I thought that could have gone either way. In my opinion, it was very, very close that first fight because he got dropped in the first round and all that shit. It was very
Yeah,
close.
I was taking point of Rungvisai though for them fucking videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
hate that shit.
maybe you should fight Rungvisai dirty as well. Do a little bit of a Holyfield.
Yeah, official said, yeah, I agree, Johnny. That was the best fight of the last couple of years. Yeah, bro. The last one that I was like, Jesus, that was a fucking war. The last one before that, for me, that just pop first thing to pop in my mind was Bradley Provodnikov. Just a straight out fucking brawl. And Valdez and Quigg too was a good one too. But
There's still a discussion, guys, in the chat. We're talking about Estrada against Rungvisai.
They
You guys
want to
are
talk
talking.
Triple G.
They're still talking Triple G. Nopal Castellanos is saying that Abel's gonna talk a bunch of shit now. Just watch, he says.
Oh, he's gonna
Uh,
pull. He's gonna pull a John David Jackson
he's
on him.
not, man.
Well, you
I'm
never
glad
know,
he
man.
left him, man. I've been complaining about Sanchez's training methods with Triple G. Like he did a lot for him. Like I give him props, you know. He did make him a better fighter, I guess. But when it came time to like go back to boxing, Sanchez was the worst kind of trainer for that shit, man.
You think he was the reason why the second fight was as close as it was?
Yeah, I Triple G should have boxed him like all he did a little bit. He tried a little bit, and you know he's older too. His legs ain't quite the same, so that was part of it. But Sanchez was telling him fight, fight, right? Like you were saying, because his fucking little ego was on the line that Triple G was gonna, you know, come to fight. And I thought it would have been a far better strategy to just box Canelo like how Canelo boxed Triple G in the first fight, right? Just flip the script on him, and I don't think he would have gotten the decision, but it would have looked a lot better, I think.
Yeah, because his reputation was on the line when he was talking all that Mexican style shit and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and then if he
Yeah.
fights on the back foot, he's gonna
Yeah.
look like.
But
Do you
you
guys?
don't have to be on the back foot. You could just control range. You know what I mean? I know
Yeah.
what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Bucho. But I mean, Juan Manuel Marquez does it all the time, and he's pretty fucking Mexican.
Yeah, I mean, you take a little step back. You know, I mean, you don't have to go on full on the bicycle, and I
No,
know what
no, not running, but like just fucking controlling distance, popping the jab.
yeah, and then pivot, move when you have to, but yeah, I mean, Abel Sanchez, his reputation was on the line. But at this point in Golovkin's career, I don't think it matters who he goes with. You know, I mean, I think he just needs somebody that's gonna reaffirm his beliefs in what he should be doing in the ring. You know what I mean?
You know what you said about Papachenko? I actually agree. It would be a good fit, and I'll tell you why. Is because first and foremost, they both speak Russian, and he's a good strategist. That's like you're not going to teach Triple G too much. You could add a little bit maybe, but on fight night in the ring, communicating with him in his native language and giving him good strategy and good tips. That's like the most important thing for him right now.
Yes, I think you're right. I think you're right. I was gonna say, well, you just mentioned that. Don't you guys think that Abel Sanchez was talking too much in behalf of Triple G? That maybe he just started not liking that.
Yeah, maybe. That's a good point.
Yeah,
He,
it's an added pressure because now you have to back up whatever you're. I don't know. It's just, he's not the type of a guy who's gonna talk, right? So then you have somebody else talking in your place.
Yeah. Fuck all that. Fuck all that.
yeah, that was a lot of unnecessary pressure, man. Unnecessary. He kept on harping on the full Mexican style. And again, maybe that just left. Maybe Triple G told him, "Listen, why don't you shut your fucking mouth, man? Start,
Yeah,
at
because
least."
it's like now I have to fight Mexican style because you're my brother, and I have to like I gotta kind of back up what you were saying, but then again, that's not that good strategy, for this type of fight.
His brother probably was Triple G's brother.
Yeah,
Like,
he's real brother. Yeah.
Don't listen to this old fucking cocksucker. To listen to what I'm telling you, goddamn
Yeah.
it.
It's
No, it
like Abel
was.
Sanchez thought they were like really close. They thought they might still be friends and stuff, like he put out in a statement. But he just thought they were inseparable, maybe in his mind. That like BDA was saying, it's just a lot of added pressure.
Yeah, I always saw Abel Sanchez. I The way I see it was that Abel Sanchez saw his fighter or his fighters as fucking like as horses and dogs because that's the way he talked about them. He's like, "Oh, I got the best horse in the fight. Oh, I got like he's the mastermind behind it." Which is okay. He's a trainer, but at the end of the day, in boxing, it's the boxer that's gonna do most of the work.
Right.
And he's like, I got the best horse in the race. It's like, what are you like? No.
Yeah,
He
you're
was
right.
imposing himself or over exaggerating what he
Mat-
was actually doing.
Matus Lee said, "I heard Triple G's going with Mayweather Senior." Now you talk about now you talking about a good communication duo. That's fucking it right there.
And he's gonna have him do the pity pats there, like the pool noodles and all that shit there.
That might be a good fit, you know. He'll just say, "Box the motherfucker, box the
Yeah.
motherfucker." That's exactly what Triple G needs to do. And as far as what like Virtuoso is saying in chat room that Triple G is a plotting fighter, you got to get a better prescription, bro. I don't think your vision's exactly 2020. Triple G, he always fought on his toes. Okay, you just got to pay attention to what's going on. I can't stand this like comparison to someone like Angulo. Triple G's footwork compared to someone like Angulo is night and fucking day. Just because the guy is coming forward, that doesn't mean he's plotting. Plotting is
Yeah.
what a donkey does. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Triple G. Yeah, he's gotten a little bit more flat-footed now that he's old. But watch that fight with Lemieux. He was
was
on
just gonna
his
say-
toes all
Yeah.
night.
I was
You know,
just gonna
and
say that precise.
He's a 300 amateur fights or some shit like that. Silver medalist, world champion, amateur champion. It's like, come on, this guy can box, man. He just switched his style because he's that good that he could do that. And he became like a boxer puncher, pressure fighter, and that's it. But he can go back to his fundamentals, man. I don't
why
know.
not? And even when he's coming forward on his toes. Like it's not a plotting style. People just see a guy coming forward and they just stereotype basically.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's right.
There's an
I remember
excellent
people saying
video on
he only
YouTube.
knocks people. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Okay, there's an excellent video on YouTube about the art of shifting. You know,
Yeah.
with Golovkin, it's the art of shifting. It shows how Golovkin shifts from one hand to the other, and then he's able to set up his power shots like that. The art of shifting. It's really good.
Yeah, people just see the highlights and they see the knockouts, and they see him, in those highlight reels putting on pressure, and he's like, "Oh, that's all he does." He just comes forward. Oh,
Well,
Billy Monroe, Monroe Jr. was landing some shots. Oh, he's gonna get hit by Lemieux. It's gonna be a close fight. Then when he fights Lemieux after the Monroe fight, he fought completely different. And these people still don't understand that this guy can box. So I don't know what
Yeah.
to tell you.
Yeah, what? That's like comparing fucking Triple G to Wilder, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Wilder.
Oh, they were. Oh my God, Johnny Boy, man! Remember at some point they were comparing both fights and were like, "How come Wilder gets hate about his style when he's doing exactly the same thing as Golovkin?" I'm like, "Are you fucking serious? Are you comparing Golovkin with Wilder?"
Yeah, exactly.
I
Wilder's
don't get.
flat-footed.
I don't get why they kept referring to Vanes Martirosyan as a bum when he went life and death with Demetrius Andrade, with Charlo, and Lara. He put up good fights against
Beat
those
Lara.
guys, and yeah, just because he
Gonzalo.
knocked them out in 2 rounds, and those other guys couldn't do shit
Gonzalo.
against.
Fuck.
Sorry, I'm playing the Canadian national anthem because it's gonna be Canada Day in about a month. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, yeah, no, Vanes ain't no bum, and that was a replacement fight because Canelo pissed hot, bro.
When had ever
I thought
when
Vanes,
had ever Vanes lost a clear fight for them to call him a bum?
I thought
Just
Vanes
because
beat, I thought Vanes beat Charlo and he put Andrade on his ass. So calling him a bum is stupid. Look who Tank Davis fought for a replacement fight. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, you're right, Johnny.
All right. Did you, BDA? Did you read Steven Schneider's comment?
No, I didn't get a chance to yet. Thank you for
Well,
reminding
he
me.
contributed and he said, "Let's talk Gassiev at heavyweight and the opponents, or possible opponents, I guess."
No, we're gonna get to that. But for the
Yeah.
moment, I just want to say a little something about. And by the way, thanks to Steven Schneider for his contribution. Always appreciate your help, and your support for the BDA Boxing organization. I wanted to say something about Golovkin. Yeah, people, listen. We can talk about all day about these fucking fans that don't support or don't realize the skills of this guy, of that guy. I will say this in regards to fighting forward, and I'm just repeating the same shit I've already said before. Fighting forward is not easier than fighting on the back foot. I know some people seem to think that for me, I'm speaking from my perspective. Fighting off the back foot is actually easier or more safe because you're actually making the other guy make the first move. So as long as he doesn't make the first move, you're safe. To come forward and chase a guy down and try to break him down, you're actually putting yourself at risk of taking some shots. And the fact that Golovkin has been able to make a career out of coming forward, not getting touched up all that much. Now I know people are gonna point to the fucking what's his name, African guy from Uganda.
Um,
Uh,
yeah.
Man, my memory is slipping right now. But that was earlier in Triple G's career when he fought a guy with faster hands than his, and he was coming forward. He wasn't getting hit. So these people, most people, like Roger Mayweather says, don't know shit about boxing. Somebody's taking a
What
piss.
the fuck is that?
Somebody's taking a piss. Listen, the point is this: coming forward, it ain't easy, and then knocking a guy. So listen, people don't know. Look, see, like a guy like Nopal who says you guys hype Triple G up too much. Well, tell me how his skills are subpar, and if his skills are subpar, then why do you give Canelo so much credit for edging a decision in the second fight, and then getting ran out of the ring?
Nopal has Canelo winning the first fight, and you gotta be honest with yourself. He didn't win the first fight.
Listen,
Come on.
Well, that's the fanboy right there, man.
Yeah,
I don't
Nopal,
know.
come on, man. Nopal, you gotta
He
keep
said
it real,
he,
man.
Bucho, he said he had Canelo winning the first fight 9-3.
Yeah, in the first fight.
That's
That's
some good
almost
ass
the
crack, bro.
That's
Yeah.
almost the Adelaide Bird card, man. And everybody was making fun of the Adelaide Bird card. Even some people who claimed that the fight was a draw or Canelo might have won at 115, 113. Even these people were laughing at the 118, 110 from Adelaide Bird.
9-3 is 1 point. 1 point away from the Adelaide Bird.
Yeah.
Listen,
One
all I'm
fucking
gonna say
point,
is,
dog.
I don't. You know what? I don't mind all that much. Whatever his scorecard is, that's his world. He can do whatever he wants. But let's start giving boxers credit for their skills. I mean, I know he's obsessed with Canelo and everything, but to say that Triple G sucks, then what does that make Canelo then? Because he lost the first fight for sure, and then the second fight, I still had him losing, but at least he fought Mexicans. So what does that mean to downgrade Triple G? What goods does that do? Does that make you?
Exactly.
Exactly. Listen,
Makes
and by
him
the way,
feel
if you're a Canelo fan, then tell yourself this: he lost the first fight, and he probably won the second fight as well. He probably won the second fight, so he actually made it even closer, or more closer. Sorry, closer.
More closer.
So that means that he's not a bad boxer, and he improved a lot.
Nope. Now he's saying I never said he sucked.
He was
well,
juiced.
listen.
I mean, the guy was juiced. He loaded his gloves. Like, to be a Canelo fan, there's got to be something really, really wrong with you to be like sucking on. Like, he's a good fighter. I appreciate the skills and all that, but to be like all over Canelo, you got to be a little bit mentally ill. I mean, you're not a boxing fan. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No
that's
problem, but like, you fell on the fucking prickly pear or something.
Listen, you know what? Because now he's saying that he never said that he sucked. No, but he keeps saying that we're fanboys. So here's my thing. That's what I'm saying. We recognize boxing skill when we see it. That's why we also praise Canelo, because we recognize Jimmy. We've talked about on this podcast. Everybody has given him props for his beautiful head movement, his counter punching, the fact that he's been able to adapt his style a little bit more now to be more aggressive. We just give props to a fighter when he deserves it. And when we see a guy like Triple G and we see how good he is, sorry, we're gonna praise him for his skills. That's just the way it works.
Yeah,
I mean, people were calling me a Canelo fanboy after the Khan fight because I gave him mad credit for what he did and how he did it, and I still maintain that was a fucking excellent performance. I don't give a fuck how small Khan was. You know what I mean? So this guy, like, he could barely speak English. I don't know why he's even listening to us. He probably doesn't even understand half the shit we're saying, man.
No, he does. He does.
It's always been like that, BDA, with true boxing fans before, but sometimes you get like these people that just started watching boxing and they become fanboys. Look, when Asuma Nelson fought Salvador Sanchez, even though Asuma Nelson lost, did Asuma Nelson not come out the winner in that fight? When Bernard Hopkins fought Roy Jones, did not Bernard Hopkins come out the winner even though he lost in that fight? So even though you lose a fight, doesn't mean that there's a whole lot of separation between you and the other fighter, the winner.
Yeah,
and fighters can improve, after a loss. We've seen this throughout history. So come on, man.
Absolutely, Gonzalo. Azuma, when he fought Chavez Sanchez, bro, Azuma had like 15 pro fights, dog, and he gave Sanchez a very, very good fight, a 15 round. I think he got knocked out in the 13th or 14th.
Yeah.
And so they both made a good account of themselves, and that made Azuma Nelson's stock rise in the process. And then he ended up fighting Wilfredo Gomez down the line. So yeah.
You know what? It's
Yeah,
interesting. It's interesting that you mentioned Bernard Hopkins against Roy Jones. People actually criticized Roy Jones for that for that performance right afterwards because they thought he was supposed to stop. Most people didn't know who Bernard Hopkins was, so they expected him to stop Hopkins. But just real quick, I wanted to mention something in regards to last night's episode. You guys you had Jimmy on. He was talking about how he spoke to Mickey Ward, and they were talking about Khan quitting. It just reminded me, just to keep things into perspective here. Mickey Ward's the guy. Back in 2005, in the summer of 2005, there was a string of high-profile fighters who quit during the fight. I think it was Mohamed Abdullayev against Cotto, Navarro, something Navarro. I forget his name. Not the bantamweight, the lightweight, because they were brothers. And Costa Su against Ricky Hatton. And I think there was another fighter, high-profile fighter, that quit, all in about the span of 1 month and a half or something. So then they asked in the article. The article was about when is it right to quit, and should fighters be stigmatized by it. And they asked Mickey Ward, who was training fighters at the time, was just starting to train fighters, and they asked him, listen, what would you do if your guy quit? And Mickey Ward said, I would take him to the locker room, I would take his gloves off, and then I would kick him in the balls. And I'm thinking, Jesus, he actually said that. He says, I would have kicked him in the balls and told him to get the fuck out. And I'm thinking, whoa, this is a guy who expects everybody to have the same balls that he did. And if you don't, he's gonna kick you in them. So that was just an interesting little tidbit there to add the point of view that Mickey Ward has in regards to boxing. He doesn't play around.
Not too many people get the same balls as me, Gonzalo. This has been proven BDA. This has been proven over time.
Jesus, is that a quote from somewhere? Anyway,
no, that's just off the top of the head, bro.
I see. We got Pete on the line. Pete, are you there?
What's up, fellas? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, Pete?
Good to have you on board, man.
Not bad.
Yeah, good to have you on board. Where are you now? Are you at the shop or?
I'm at the shop. I'm inside here.
Yeah, I can hear you. It sounds like you're in a hollow, something hollow. I don't know, a barrel.
It sounds bad for real?
No, not bad. I'm just saying it sounds like you're in a hollow tank or something.
like
Sounds
in
better
a
than-
soundproof booth.
Right.
It sounds good, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, it sounds good.
I'm in a submarine. No, I'm on a laptop right now, so that might be the problem.
Cool. Well, we're just talking about.
He's whipping a pallet jack around in there.
We're just talking about Triple G. Are we done with Triple G or should we move on?
Now we have a bunch of comments here that everybody's going after, I think, Nopal. Listen,
Yeah.
Nopal, you put yourself in this situation, man. Now he's saying I'm racist. You guys only like Triple G because he's white. Come on,
I've
man.
seen that too.
When did we
But
say that?
but Nopal,
When
you
did
know
we
this
say-
isn't true.
When
You
did we
know
say that?
damn fucking well this isn't true, man.
Oh,
No,
man.
Paul.
Yeah, man.
No, Paul. You're talking to 4 Spanish guys, a Dago and a Greek, bro. What the fuck are you talking about, dog? Yeah.
I'm
wait a minute.
gonna be honest. I'm a big Canelo fan, but this doesn't mean that I'm not a Golovkin fan.
Exactly.
Magic Man says
Like,
it
this is
seems
weird.
like whenever Nopal is listening to an argument, he seems to change the topic to something about race or some other bullshit. Yeah, I can see that coming from a mile away. Listen, Nopal, here's my thing. Don't take this fucking shit personal. It's fucking boxing. You don't know Canelo. We don't know Golovkin. We don't know any of these guys. They wouldn't fucking give you money if you needed it. All right, so don't take this shit personal. It's just boxing, man. You stop attaching your identity to these fucking boxers because it
Golovkin
has
probably
nothing
spot
to
you a
do
few
with it.
bucks if you needed it.
I don't know, man.
I don't think so, man. Al Heyman is the guy that might give us a couple of bucks because
He's a
we
good guy.
always hear about how
Samaritan.
generous he is.
Sign this. Now the thing about Triple G though is I think it might be a good move, man. I don't know how much motivation this guy needs in between fights. I mean, he seems to like be on his own program. He doesn't seem like a guy who needs too much motivation. And I said it before in the chat, but Precise said it again here live. I mean, how much communication is really taking place in between the rounds there? You know, like in the heat of a battle. I see Sanchez talking to him, touching his chest, give me more of this, and Golovkin's like looking past him, you know.
You know what? I think we have to keep things into perspective here because when you have a guy like Golovkin and any other type of experience, like, you know, like when Bernard Hopkins he left Bowie Fischer and he was with Nassim Richardson, then with Freddie Roach, then with John David Jackson. Like he was just keeping a roster of trainers around, and I don't think it's too much for any specific type of life-changing or fight-changing advice because when you get a guy like Golovkin, and I would dare say even a guy like Canelo, they know what they got to do in there. The trainer is really just there to point out the little things that the fighter
Yeah,
might
but
be
Precise
missing.
is right in terms of how about when the second Canelo fight went down, we saw well, I don't know if anybody else saw it, but I watched the media workout and I'm going, God damn, Canelo's coming in very, very lean compared to the first fight. And he's very, very fast. In his media workout, it looked extremely fast. So when it comes down to planning ahead of time, well, maybe there's a chance for interpretation or, go through the brother to have a meeting about this to strategize. But when it comes down to on the fly changes and on the fly, Canelo comes out fighting a different fight than he did the last time or did he ever did before. Well, then, yeah, that language barrier there is not really benefiting Triple G. It's hurting him, if anything,
Well, you make a good point, but I will say that like it's hard to know whether it would have made a difference or not. Because, like I said before, if he would, first of all, Triple G is not an inside fighter. He's not a chest-to-chest fighter. I know Gonzalo was talking something similar about that earlier on. Triple G is still at nature an European mid-range, long-range fighter. He'll get inside against guys when he's got them on the ropes, but inside, I don't think he would have done all that well if he would have stayed on the inside against Canelo. Canelo has a faster hands. If they start trading, Canelo usually gets there faster. I think he did what he had to do, and even if he would have been on the inside, he would have lost on the cards anyway. He wasn't going to win that fight. But I will say this. Maybe Triple G does need, because again, I admit we don't know if he would have made a difference or not at the end of the day.
Yeah, not just in that fight. I mean, in any fight. In other words, what does Triple G need? Does he need to be woken up and forced to do his road work, or does he need to be forced to train? I mean, no, this guy's fighting 4 times a year. When he first came on the scene, remember, he was giving us 4 a year.
Exactly.
Until the year his father died. Then he took that third fight off. Still gave us 3. All the way up into, what is he now, 37? 7? Yeah, shit. I mean, his background is his amateur pedigree and his pro game now. I mean, he doesn't need motivation. He needs a place to train, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I heard Robert Garcia in the chat, people are saying, I don't know if he announced that, but I don't think it's going to be a revolving door type of thing. I think he's going to pick somebody with a local facility to wherever he's living out in California and stick with that person. He doesn't seem like want to jump around.
Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, he's gonna pick somebody and just ride the storm up, because after that 6 fights with the zone, he's gonna call it a day. He is. You know what I'm saying? He'll be damn near 40 at that point, and yeah. So
you know what? I'm skeptical that he's even gonna complete that 6-fight contract. I
am too, BDA.
That's a lot of fights for a 37-year-old. Then again, you never know.
I was shocked he even signed it. Yeah.
Me too.
By the way, before we
and
continue,
this is another thing. And yeah, fuck it, forget about it. Go ahead, man.
all right.
He's gonna get more pissed off. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna. This is what gets me. Like, Canelo's in his prime. He's juiced. He's loading his gloves. Like, this is the best Canelo we're gonna get, and he's fighting a fucking 36, 37-year-old Triple G, and he's struggling. But Canelo's the good fighter here. Get the fuck out of here.
Good point, Precise. Good point.
Unless you consider Triple G a legend.
Right. Like, I mean, you gotta have some balance here. You know what I mean? Like, Hagler, great fighter, was retired by that age. He didn't want any more of these young guys. And there was a whole bunch of them. And he's like, said, fuck it, I'm going to Italy. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, well, he was done with the sport after that robbery. So
what was he, 30? He was like 33 when he retired, wasn't he? He was young.
Yeah,
34 maybe, 34. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, before we continue, we got apology and corruption on the line. Oh, hold on a second.
He's gonna pick Atlas.
Yeah. Shout out to Foul Boxing. Just donated via the super chat. He says he's going to pick Teddy Atlas. You never know, man. You know. Maybe he just needs somebody to scream at him, like you guys were saying. All right, by the way, we got, like I said, so shout out to Foul Boxing for his contribution. And we do have Apology Man and Corruption on the line.
Speak of the devil, and it shall appear.
She just wanted the drama and you two to fight with her. That's what women do.
Your punishment must be masturbate.
all of you.
Bitches are stupid, I treat them like shit. That's how you get one to eat a dick. Never be sweet to a bitch.
Let me break it down for all you fucking retards. I'm very happy I placed a large bet as well, just to prove that word is bond. But So who's standing tall now, you little motherfuckers?
All right. Gentlemen, welcome back to the show.
Hello. It's been a while.
Yeah, how you doing, Apology, man? It's been a while.
What's up? What's up?
What's up?
I heard you were
Game of Thrones lately, Apology?
Yeah, Apology. I heard you were creeping on the gym again. Creeping on the girls with their fucking yoga pants and everything. Is that what was going on? Come on.
At some point, even a MGTOW like me can't help it.
That's right.
At some point.
You're not a
I
real
don't blame you.
MGTOW then.
My mind's telling me no.
Listen, I don't
Future,
blame you, man.
listen,
These fucking girls.
The resistance is futile.
Yeah, I
Eventually
know,
you're gonna have to
man.
give in.
These fucking girls
Yeah,
with their
exactly.
yoga pants and their tight asses. It should be against the law for these girls to wear this because they're just getting
It should
over
be.
sexualized, hypersexualized.
And you're getting all the fit girls at the gym. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out. I always see in the corner of my eye, fucking arse and
It's
tits.
against the law. It's against God's law, man.
Apology. You ever come to Chicago, I'm going to have some nice fucking little Puerto Rican hood rat waiting for you, bro. I promise. I promise.
Wait a minute. Guys, this is a family show, man. Come on. Let's keep it
Hey,
PG.
All right, BDA. Corruption in Boxing wants to go back to the Rungvisai fight, and maybe we should also start writing some predictions down. So I have a piece of paper, so I'm ready.
Piece of paper. Why don't you have a Word document or something? What are you back in the
Fuck it,
1990s?
man.
Yeah, fuck. All right, let's get Corruption. Good to have you on board.
Yes.
We want to, because you're the expert here regarding the odds and all the analysis of the pre-fight analysis of the fight. So give us your take on Sor Rungvisai Estrada 2 and what should we expect from that fight and who should we pick on that fight?
Well, I'm not sure whether I'm an expert, but you know, BDA, it's nice, it's refreshing to have not only one title fight, but two title fights, not only on the same night, but on the same telecast that are genuine 50-50 fights.
That's right.
In comparison to what we've seen recently with, you know, complete mismatches and pay-per-views that have just financially raped, you know, those who are stupid enough to buy the pay-per-views in the first place.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
You're absolutely right.
You know,
You're absolutely right.
yeah, so, you know, for the criticism that DAZN has endured recently, you know, this is the sort of matchups that, that, you know, we've been crying out for some time. And it's good that the rematch is happening because Rungvisai was very reticent about the rematch. He had an opportunity of having it on Superfly 3, but he realized it was a difficult fight. So he didn't want it. He was more in favor of having a showcase or two showcase fights back in Thailand. Now, his latest fight is where he really, to me, started to show some vulnerabilities. For a front foot pressure fighter who's had a lot of wear and tear in his career, Iran Diaz, the Mexican, who I wouldn't say is elite, but he's a very tricky sort of upright, tall fighter with a lot of lateral movement. Now, he gave Rungvisai some problems. Now, he didn't have the activity, but he had the deceptiveness. He threw a lot of bait punches, and defensively, he was able to step back, and he actually dropped Rungvisai twice in the fight, which the referee incorrectly ruled as Srisaket feet being unsteady and him tripping over. Now, he's had the benefit of that in his career. I've gone back and had a look at his fights. He's actually been hit and fallen in a lot more fights. I remember 2 in Japan. There was a couple in Thailand as well, and he's had the benefit of the doubt. So his chin is not as robust. So Estrada does have the possibility, you know, of dropping him in the fight, and I think he's going to have to. The problem Estrada has in this fight is that Rungvisai always creates that optical illusion, and it favors the judges. Even though it's going to be a pro-Mexican sort of crowd, he's not going to have that on his side as in the first fight. But what he has is that he throws a lot of punches. He's very aggressive. Now, when you're throwing 95% power punches, no jabs, and you're grunting loudly as well, so it obviously gives the impression, and judges like that aggressiveness on the front foot. They don't see the little step backs and check left hooks that Estrada throws, short right hands to the body. Sometimes you miss them if you don't look hard enough, because he tends to do it when he's throwing, when he's moving and breaking hard right on when he's shifting to, he's counterclockwise to try and get away from either a leaping sort of left hand. So it doesn't favor Estrada in that sense. He threw 200 or 250 less punches, but he threw a much higher connect rate. And in the end, the level of punches both of them landed, it only was around 10 or 15 difference. So once you weigh up all of the little sort of idiosyncrasies, it's once again, it's going to be a very close, difficult fight to score. But Estrada gave away a little bit too much of the middle rounds. And the error he made is that, whereas in the first 2 rounds, he was using better lateral movement and counter punching. So 1 and 2, he was better. But 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, those rounds in particular, he was starting to lead fighting from long distance, not coming into mid-range a lot quicker. And actually, Rungvisai was able to counter him, especially with the right hook and the left hand to the body.
Mm-hmm.
He's very good because he dips low. He dips low and throws a swivel jab, which Estrada just couldn't quite figure out. He was thinking it's a right hook, so he wasn't shifting back as he does. He takes 2 steps and then he breaks to his left. So he was getting a little bit outboxed, outworked in those rounds before coming back in 8, 9. He lost the 10th and won, I think, 11th and 12th. So I think Dave Moretti's scorecard of 114, and I've probably watched the fight about 50 times. I think was probably, I think it was the correct decision, but I don't think Estrada did enough to take the title off the champion.
So you're saying that
he's going to have to fight at mid-range in this fight. He's going to have to fight closer.
Corruption. Do you think Estrada's learned from his mistakes? Because I feel like in this fight he will adjust and not let Rungvisai take nick rounds.
Yeah, I think he's one of the best cerebral boxers I've seen in the last number of years. Now in rematches, when he lost his first fight and it was only marginal, he came back, made adjustments in the second fight in Mexico. He makes adjustments during fights when he's in the losing position, like he did in this fight, like he did in the Carlos Cuadras fight as well, where he's a perennial bit of a slow starter. But that's what counter punchers do. They tend to analyze their opponents, look at their patterns, then figure out how they can calibrate bait shots, which he does. But long distance was his problem. And when he created distance in this fight, it allowed Rungvisai to really open up with his power punches. And when he's throwing lefts, right continuously to the body, it's difficult getting close. So he's going to have to try and get close so he can negate Rungvisai from opening up that left foot, dipping low, so he can open up his shoulders and throat. He's got to cut that space, and he's got to try and work. He's got to try and counter punch him at shorter distances. And I think if he does that, he's got a very good chance of winning the belt. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a very close fight, I feel, again.
It's a very interesting point, man. So what you're saying is that this fight is too close to call, that no small adjustment is going to give a fighter that big enough. In other words, no guy is going to get the over on the other one, unless maybe Sor Rungvisai scores a knockout, right? Which he's the one favorite to do so.
I think it's going to be the same again, but I think Estrada's going to make the extra adjustment and nick it this time.
I don't know, man. But then again, like corruption, you mentioned that Sor Rungvisai didn't look all that hot in his last fight, his tune-up fight. Neither did Estrada, really. I think both of these guys fight down to the level of their opposition. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, what it was, BDA, is that against Oricuta, he's counterpart from Mexico. Estrada and him have been fighting since 14. They know each other very well. But in the last 2 fights, Estrada's motivation has been non-existent because he was promised the Rungvisai fight both on Supercard 3 and after. But Rungvisai signed a major promotional deal in Thailand, so he was headlining on those cards in Bangkok. Now it's going to be very difficult for him to come to America because they were more or less matching the money in Thailand. They were mixing the cards with martial arts MMA fights and boxing. And I'm not sure if anybody watched those fights, BDA, but they were magnificent. I really enjoyed them. The commentary was good. The crowd was super pumped, so they were real good spectacle fights. So you can understand he's starting to enjoy life a little bit, making a bit of money, headlining cards. So, he was happy being back home. He's been on the road a lot. You got to remember, he left Thailand, he left Muay Thai, and he moved to Japan. He had a baptism of fire fighting Akira Yagashi in his first professional boxing fight, a freeweight world champion. Got knocked out in his first two. After 3 or 4 fights, he had 2 losses and a draw. So he had to learn boxing the hard way in another country, not getting the decisions, So you can understand him, enjoying life a little bit back in Thailand, where finally the public, were accepting him. He was a marquee star. Yeah.
Didn't he have a personal problem with his old lady?
Yeah. His lady was like, she decided to, spread her legs a little bit, as they say, so he was on the recipient at that time.
He got cocked, is what you're trying to say.
No, she got cooked.
All right, yeah, whatever the official definition is. But listen, it's gonna be a hell of a fight. We're gonna get some predictions soon with when Butcher. Are you still there, by the way?
Yes, sir.
All right, fantastic. We're gonna get some predictions, but first I want to recognize. Walked in. Well, actually, he walked in a couple of like an hour ago. So hold on a second. Let's just play his intro there.
Don't get fooled when they tell you that the crime rate is down in New York. Every time I watch the local news, they're always talking about, well, there was a stabbing here, there was a stabbing there, there was a shooting there, but the crime is down.
All right, recognize, are you there?
What's going on, gentlemen?
Well, I'll tell you what's up, man.
Who got caught spreading their legs?
Apparently Sor Rungvisai's whore of a girlfriend, apparently. Now listen, hold on a second. Before we continue, because I want to stay on topic, but just Virtuoso, shout out to Virtuoso, on the Hangouts, he sent us a link. Abel Sanchez, his official comment is, as of today, I will no longer be working with Gennady Golovkin. After a great 9-year run, record set and equaled, developing a Hall of Fame career and making it possible to sign a 6-fight, $100 million contract with Zone, he proposed and insisted on an insulting new trainer compensation schedule, Sanchez said. My dignity and honor does not allow me to be screwed like that. It's unfortunate being greedy, being ungrateful, and no ethics, honor, or integrity will end this relationship. So he's saying, again, the old story of boxing between trainers and boxers, it's about the money. Money,
yeah, but
money,
wait a
money.
minute now. Can you hear me? Hey,
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
hear me? No.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, BDA, run that back one more time now. Goddamn, he was he's saying more than just we're parting ways, huh? What did he say? The new trainer needs to be mindful. 6-fight, $100 million deal.
No,
And
he
what?
said he
Golovkin
made it.
cut me out now.
Yeah, he said I made it possible or was part of it, and now I'm getting cut out. He said there was a new trainer.
Yeah, because
Go ahead. All
basically he offered a lot of much less money to what's he fucking Abel Sanchez. He didn't offer him enough money, and Abel Sanchez was like, "What the fuck? You're making $100 million. You're giving me this much?" So he got pissed off.
It's all about the money.
Well, I mean, who knows? But the standard is it's a standard percentage, right? I mean, that's for trainers. So he wanted more. He wanted more than, it sounds to me, they wanted more than, it doesn't sound like to me like Canelo signed a $100 million deal and then try to give him a pay cut.
Mm-hmm.
He just tried to continue on the same arrangement, which is typical. And Sanchez wanted some kind of like an accelerated, like he wanted to bump up because of the new deal.
Well, he should.
Yeah, he sounded like he saw the new deal and he said, "Let me get an increase on that." Yeah.
Well, he should, right? I mean, he was part of the way.
Sanchez felt that he made Triple G, so
exactly.
he was entitled.
No, he didn't make them.
Okay, but listen, whatever Mark Fields already had or didn't have, he gets 10% of. I'm assuming it's 10%. He gets 10% of the purse. I mean, yeah, you made him. His purses are gonna increase. you're going to get 10% of a bigger chunk of a bigger piece. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah, but he
That is
wanted
your race.
more. That's the point. Like he wanted even more than that because he felt entitled.
How do you
'cause he
know
made
that?
Triple G.
Well, how
How
do
do
we
you
know
know
this?
Yeah, how
we
do you
don't
know that,
man.
Apology? Come on.
Well, I'm just assuming based on the reason why they split up. I mean,
But that-
do you guys have any other reasons?
You know what?
I-
Yeah, well, maybe Abel Sanchez is such a proud man. Then he'd rather say that they parted ways because of a money issue than because of a tactical issue.
That's a good.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Listen, first
Well,
of all,
Sanchez talks too
Bucho.
much for a trainer. I mean, shit.
That's
He
true.
talks a lot for a trainer. You know, he talks a lot of shit.
That's
Bucho,
what
we
we-
fucking
Pete,
if
that's what we was
Sanchez
just-
if
Pete, that was
Sanchez
what
had
we was just
dignity,
saying right before
if
you
Sanchez
jumped on,
had
bro. He
dignity,
talks-
if Sanchez
Go ahead,
had
Big D.
dignity, he would. If Sanchez had dignity, Bucho, first of all, he wouldn't be wearing those fucking tight shirts and tucking them into his
That's
pants
true.
when he's got a big fat belly,
That's
man.
true.
That's just not gonna happen. Second of all, it's a good theory, Bucho. That's an interesting theory that I did not think of. But then again, the way he's coming at it against Canelo is that Canelo at Triple G, he's really being pretty spiteful there, or pretty salty, with an acid tongue, talking about being disrespected. So I don't know, Bucho.
Is he gonna like call Canelo's trainers, Chepo and Eddie, and then like give him some info? That would be fucking like a rat.
What could he give? You know.
I don't know. It reminded me of Andre Ward against Kovalev, where fucking John David Jackson fucking phoned. That
Sorry,
was
I just
for your
wanna-
Hunter. That was pathetic, man.
I just want to read a couple.
Fucking rat cocksucker.
That's a rat. It's a rat.
Just want to.
It's a rat.
Want to give a couple of the. Read
That's a
some
good
of the
example
comments
of
on
the other
on
side of how
what's
it
it
could
called,
go down
the
with a
chat
fighter
room,
like
because
Kovalev.
these people.
BJ, your audio is too
Hold
low.
on, hold
I
on,
can't
hold
hear
on.
you.
Yeah,
I can't
sorry.
hear him.
So
I
some
can't.
of the fucking comments on the chat room are. First of all, John Gonzalez says that Abel Sanchez needs that money to cover his taco diet. The Puerto Rican con artist is on. Well, he's talking about recognize. Hold on a second.
Fuck you, Shepard.
Abel overhand says Abel
I
wanted
saw
more.
that.
Overhand says Abel wanted more money with a joke. Mr. Soul says, what was Abel's first fight with? All right, Gonzalo, mute your mic, please, man. We heard your dogs and your. Triple JJ says, pay him in tacos and gyros. Foulpole says, maybe Triple G lowered his Triple G says, Foulpole Boxing says, maybe Triple G lowered his compensation. Steven Schneider says, Sanchez is having a rough year. Overhand says, Sanchez dresses like a cab driver. John Gonzalez says, John Gonzalez says Sanchez wears shirts like how my grandfather does, and so on and so forth. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's got that property in Big Bear. I don't know how expensive it is to maintain that place. He used to be a contractor. He used to build houses before, but he quit. You know, he was making more money as a trainer. So I don't know. They say Gennady Golovkin's wife is involved in his business deals more. So it could have been that his wife told him, you know, we need to get rid of this guy.
Yeah, we don't need we don't need this old
always
man.
the wife.
Go the wife, fucking running.
What shock? What shock?
Triple J said Abel Mario Brothers.
It does look like.
So does this mean he's revoking his Mexican style pass? Since you don't have a Mexican trainer?
Yeah, listen, Golovkin maybe should, at this age, not train at Big Bear, you know. Maybe it's for the best.
But you know what? Gonzalo makes a good point. Gonzalo makes a good point about the wife thing. I didn't know that his Triple G's wife was taking more of an interest in the career. And you know, whenever that wife comes into the picture, like what was her name? Mosley, Jean Mosley, Donaire's wife, Bradley's wife.
Hey, BDA,
yes.
It's always the money that fucks everything up. Like he just got this $100 million deal, and all of a sudden, all this time, yeah, I mean, come on.
Didn't that dirty bitch take like half of Mosley's money?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think was it I think it was his wife or his ex-wife. Excuse me. I think she took his money.
She took his belts too.
BDA, we're gonna have to get some predictions here because we're gonna end the show later.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get to the predictions. Prediction time, everybody. It's time. You're not gonna fuck around. All right.
We have. Wait, are we still doing that on their fight? The predictions, BDA, or
no? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Okay, so everyone give us your two predictions: the Prograis against Relik prediction, and then give us your prediction for Estrada Rungvisai.
That's right.
You want me to go first or
Yes,
anybody
sir.
else?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Recognize.
Okay, so I heard corruption talking about the fight, and I must admit that when it comes to the lower weight class, I don't follow it as much. But I know these guys like Rungvisai, Estrada. I saw a few fights of theirs. I saw them fight with each other, and I thought it was an excellent fight. The first time around, it was pretty close with Rungvisai winning the fight. I think you get more or less the same. I think you're going to get more or less the same kind of fight. There'll be some little bit adjustments on both sides, and I think the outcome is going to end up being the same. I think it's going to come down to Rungvisai's power. It's going to make the difference, and I say it goes the distance. Maybe you get a knockdown. Maybe you get 2 knockdowns for each guy. But I'm going to go with Rungvisai winning that fight by majority decision.
All right.
Oh,
Prograis, Relik.
Okay, that's a good fight, man. That's a fucking good fight. I'm almost tempted to go with Relik, but I'm gonna stick with Prograis because Prograis showed me that he can brawl and knock you out. He can also box and win a boring fight. He can do both of those things, right? What was the guy that he beat from the UK recently that they went 12 rounds?
Flanagan.
Excuse me, Flanagan. Like that was a pretty boring fight, and he won a decision. Right, they went 12 rounds. I'm gonna say Prograis wins that fight by split decision. I think he's gonna. It's gonna be one of those fights that either guy could have won the fight. Man, Relik, he just brings it, man. He just brings it. So I can't see this guy blowing him out.
So Prograis by what?
I say split decision, man. It's going to be a controversial decision type of fight.
Okay.
Where some guys are going to think that Relik won because he has that type of style, and some people are going to think that Prograis wins the fight.
All right. Now we're gonna go with Pete. By the way, guys, I'm gonna time you for your predictions. You have 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Oh.
So yeah, Pete, go ahead.
Come back to me. Come back to me.
Okay, he's gonna think about it. All right, so we're gonna go with Johnny Boy. Go.
All right. Shit. I think it like Recognize kind of said. I think it's gonna be more or less the same for the Rungvisai Estrada fight. It's gonna be a very, very close type of deal. It's gonna be a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I got Rungvisai by a very close split decision. I'll just say split decision.
Okay.
I think there's going to be a lot of people think that Estrada won, but it's going to be one of them type of fights where it can go either way. And as far as the Prograis and Relik goes, I'm going to take Prograis by fucking robbery.
All right.
Prograis by robbery. Jeez. All right. That's a bold
Wait.
prediction.
So Prograis like split decision, majority decision, unanimous.
We'll say Rungvisai split decision.
Yeah.
Prograis majority decision, but Relik gets fucked over.
Okay. Robbery. All right, got it. Who's next? BDA. Who's next?
I suppose it's Gonzalo.
Yeah, I got Estrada and Rungvisai. I have it a draw, and we're looking at a trilogy.
I'm gonna bet on
in the
this.
future.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I have Regis Prograis by knockout in the 9th round.
All right.
Damn. That's it. Yeah, he's going all in. Oh, well, let's get
Who's
to
next?
precise.
I think I'm going to abstain from giving predictions from now on because we have some really tough critics who, like, if you don't pick the round, the minute, and the combination with which the guy wins, you got it wrong, bro. You got it wrong.
Yeah, it's true.
Besides, you just ignore them.
On April 24th, you got it.
No, Precise. You said
you got to call all 3
scorecards.
scorecards.
You said 1 minute and 2 seconds. It
Mhm.
happened in 1 minute and 5 seconds. You lost.
No, as far as Rungvisai Estrada fight, I'm in agreement with basically everybody. It's going to be another one of them fights where it could go either way. People are gonna argue, blah blah blah. I think a draw is a good call, but I don't really feel like making a call because it's gonna be one of them fights where it could go whichever way. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody gets stopped. I think it goes all 12, and right before they read the cards, nobody has any fucking clue who won. It's gonna be one of them fights. So take it or leave it. That's my prediction. As far as Prograis, Relik, I think he just might stop him. Relik is gonna get stopped by Prograis.
Okay.
No, not him. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, both guys come to fight, and if nothing else, Prograis seems like he's pretty tough, good on the inside, and he could hit. If you're there for him to hit you, he can hit. So, I'm gonna say like a late round TKO. Prograis wins. Whatever happens, Prograis wins. I don't think it's gonna be controversial.
All right. Who's next? Apology going once, going twice.
He's taking candid pictures of women at the gym.
Go ahead. Go.
Yeah, for the Rungvisai Estrada fight, I think I'm gonna go Estrada by majority decision. And I'll probably do a rematch later this year or next year.
Okay.
For a third fight. Yep.
Yep.
And for the Relik program, I'm going Relik. Majority decision as well.
Oh.
I think it'll be a close fight, but I think Relik will edge it slightly.
Well.
Nice pick.
Nice. Somebody with a bold pick. I said bold, not bold.
Pete, are you ready now? Probably not. All right. Anyways. All right.
Guns.
He's probably chopping somebody's fingers off.
He's throwing the pallet jacks around, like I'm telling you.
He's working on a little sheetrock work, I think. Listen, Bucho, you go ahead. You give us your prediction.
Oh shit, it's true. Let's see. Yo, I recognize it's a bunch of background noise, man. Let's see. I'm gonna say Estrada by split decision.
Estrada by split decision, okay.
And I'm gonna say Prograis by.
Come on, you tell people to give 1 minute for each prediction.
Yeah, I know, and I'm fucking slow. Yeah, majority decision.
I'm gonna go with that's Bucho. I'm doing an impression of Bucho. Speed it up, Bucho. Take some fentanyl, take some kratom or whatever.
You don't sound drunk. You don't sound drunk though. So.
All right, now listen. Pete, are you back? Calling Pete.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, BDA. Go give us your prediction.
I'll tell you my prediction. All right. On this, I'm going to make it short and I'm going to make it sweet. All right. As far as Prograis versus Kerry Relik goes, Kerry Relik is going to give him a good fight for as long as it goes. But I think he's going to be a little bit too aggressive, and I think Prograis is going to take him out. And even though I think Relik is a better fighter than Flanagan is, slightly, but that's my prediction. I think Prograis is going to put him out. And if he doesn't take him out, then I'm not going to think too highly of Prograis later on in his next fights.
Give us a round.
I'm thinking 7th round TKO.
TKO 7. Okay.
Right?
You got me?
Well, hold on a second.
Yeah, hold on.
Thank you.
And with Estrada versus Estrada Sor Rungvisai, I'm going to go with Sor Rungvisai by a unanimous decision. I think he's going to hurt or drop Estrada again. It's going to be another close fight, but I got Sor Rungvisai by decision.
You said unanimous decision, right?
Yeah.
All right. Pete, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You got me?
Right, go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
All right. This is Rungvisai. I'm watching his last fight with Estrada here from his first fight. I got Rungvisai by decision.
Unanimous, majority?
Yeah, unanimous, whatever. Unanimous.
Okay.
He's got a little Pacquiao kind of style, you know what I'm saying, without the head movement.
Yeah.
The Prograis fight, I don't know anything about the guy he's fighting, so that's why I didn't want to get on earlier because I'm not schooled up in this. I got Prograis by knockout, 10th round.
Oh,
okay.
All right. So those are some predictions right there. Remember, guys, we're gonna start keeping count of the predictions, and if you start having less than 500 when it comes to your predictions, you're out. We don't want a bunch of losers.
You got, but if you pick the right guy, you got to get something out of it.
Like what?
You get to be the host.
No,
of
no,
the
no.
show.
I'm saying like if I pick, like if somebody said Estrada split decision and it's fucking majority decision, then that's close enough.
Yeah, that's close
Yeah, you
enough.
get
But
to
I'm
be the
saying,
host.
if you get the
Who
fight
wants to be the
completely
host?
wrong,
You want to be the host, man? Go ahead.
if you
I'll
get
just
the
take the
fight
money.
completely wrong,
If you
you're
got
out.
some money. If you
We
got
don't
some
want a
money,
bunch of
just send it
losers
to me.
here.
The thing is this, man. I wanted to.
Wait, hold on. I think BDA,
I
you're
think
saying
BDA.
something?
Yeah, your yield is too low. I keep
My
saying
I
that.
know. I'm gonna work on it. But listen, all I'm saying is we don't want losers on the show, all right? So if you get the fucking predictions completely wrong, sorry, you're out.
BDA, I missed it. What happened with the Donaire fight? Why
Apparently
did
it's
it get
off.
canceled?
Tate apparently he injured himself. I think the guy was sparring 1 week before
Is it
the fight.
official?
So
Is it official?
I don't know. I don't
I
know.
need X-rays. X-rays, or it didn't happen.
Oh.
I know they haven't given any
Tate got a
updates.
little nervous.
Yo, it's gonna
He
suck.
listened to the show last night, bro. He was like, "Fuck, no one's picking me."
Oh,
He
actually,
stubbed his toe.
sorry. Update. According to Boxing Scene, he's out, and they found a replacement, Stephen Young, from Youngstown, Ohio. No, he's not from Ohio. Where is he from? I don't know where he's from, but I don't. But apparently, they already found somebody to replace Tete. So, yep. Oh, he's 18-1.
Steve Young, the old quarterback for the Niners. That's right.
No,
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
that's
It's a good fight.
Steve Fun. It's not Stephen. It's Stephon. Stefan.
They found a replacement BDA, but it's not happening this weekend, or what's how so?
Oh, it's happening, baby. It's happening this Saturday. So we got the fight
so
is still on.
Fighting. Okay.
Tay punked out. That's what it sounds like.
Nah,
Come on.
Listen, maybe.
I like how
How
you
do
have
you
no
get hurt in
conviction.
training camp, man? Right before the fight. Like,
Yeah, I want to know.
What are you doing?
I hope they replaced him. I hope they replaced him with the guy that beat his ass in sparring.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe he overtrained. Maybe he overtrained. I mean, he's fighting. Maybe he got nervous. Like I said, man, he's fighting a guy with experienced.
I mean, Butcher. Like I did amateur boxing back in the day. Even I, at low level, was told not to spar a week before.
That's right.
Basic knowledge.
And you were really low
Yeah,
level.
it's like, you know what I think it is? I'm completely speculating. I don't know shit, but like all fighters basically go into all fights with some little nagging injuries, but unless they're like 100% confident, then they pull out, you know? And I think it's one of them things where he does have something that's bothering him, but he really I think he got cold feet too.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because it was a unification bout. He keeps to keep his belt, right? Even though he gets a replacement, somebody comes out the winner of the tournament. But I mean, Zolani Tete still remains the title holder, right?
Yeah, he does. They're not gonna take his belt away, obviously. But I was always kind of skeptical of the dude because for a minute there, he was calling out Rigondeaux after he got that flashy knockout, and everybody was high on him for a couple of minutes. And then when Rigondeaux said, "Fine, let's fight," he backed out. So he he's a little soft in my opinion.
He's one of those guys that be like, "Come on, let's fight, let's go." The guy says, "I'll be right down." He takes off.
Yeah. Oh no, never mind. I wasn't serious.
I didn't really think he was gonna come down. I'm out of here.
He was probably using his name to build himself up, and then Rigondeaux. He didn't think Rigondeaux would even want to fight him, and Rigo's like, "Oh shit, this bum, I'll fight him," right? And then the dude was like, "Oh no thanks."
So we can start a conspiracy now, right? Him and Ryan Burnett both got injured, and the nurse back in his he was reigning supreme.
No, I don't think so, bro. It's just weird because it's like right before the fight you get injured, or why did you wait this long to tell her? Like, it just doesn't make too much sense to me, man. But I've also been hearing that they've been having some financial issues with the tournament, so maybe they just don't have enough money to pay Tete. I don't know.
No, well,
You know what I
Mushroom
mean?
is going to televise it. Mushroom and Sky Sports. So I think they got.
Oh, that's right. It got picked up. Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
hope it's a New
Maybe it's a real injury. I mean, maybe it's a real injury. I mean, we just
I know, right? We're fucking
speculating
shitting on the guy.
Yeah.
we shitting on him, and we're like, the guy's like really injured. But I don't know. The whole like Regal, and then Regal's like, yeah, sure. I'll fight you.
I don't think
He's
it's
like,
official, guys. I'm not seeing any official statements.
I just saw
about
it
the
on
fight being
Boxing Scene.
canceled, so.
I just saw it on Boxing Scene that there's a new fight. So
Yeah, somebody in the comments said that Steve Young fight is official. So What if it's that guy? What if it's that guy in Inoue in the final? That's gonna be such a letdown.
Oh God, it's gonna be a whitewash, man. It's gonna be embarrassing.
Hey, by the way,
Nonito better knock him out.
sorry to interrupt, but we also have another update. Triple G moves on quickly from a broken heart. He's already has a new trainer on board, and I'm gonna put the picture up.
Artorias sent us this news piece of
That's right.
information.
So Artorias breaking the news right there.
He's like,
There's the photo.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I already got a trainer. Thank you, bro. You know,
There's
thank you for the memory.
there's the photo on your screen of Triple G's new trainer. They're together already, so the guy moves on fast. I gotta tell you.
Yeah.
What's he saying? Bucks
I
the
don't
shit
see
out of
it.
him.
It looks like Roger. Floyd Senior.
Anyway, when you guys watch the stream after it's posted, you'll see the picture. Listen, shout out to
He
Artorias.
told me that it's based on what Precise said about box the shit out of him.
Oh, okay. Man, the guy moves quick, Artorias. He's quick with those photoshops.
So,
I wonder why they picked this Stephen Rose dude. Is this fight at middleweight or is it at like a catchweight?
164. Because
Yeah,
Rolls is 168 pounder recognized, and he doesn't want to make it as hard for him to drop down to 160. So he's gonna meet him in the middle.
Okay, but why did they find this guy a 168 pounder? Like, I don't understand that.
He
And
came
why did
cheap,
Triple G-
probably.
Oh.
And like, guys, nobody wants to fight Triple G.
I want to fight him.
Let's keep it real. No one
No, I
ever
know,
wanted
but
to fight him. Now he doesn't even have the belt, so why would they fight him?
Sorry.
Yeah.
they all come cheap.
Yeah, listen, I'll
I know
fight the
that they,
bitch.
I know that they, everybody's shitting on the name that he's fighting, and I get it, but a lot of that has to do with like a lot of these dudes don't want to step in the ring with
Canelo doesn't want to fight him. He says you got to get a belt before I fight you. He wants Triple G to get beat up even more because that fight was tough, man. That fight took some years out of both of their careers.
Canelo fucking disgusts me, man. But you know what? It is kind of remarkable. It is of note that he's fighting at 64. Golovkin's really never had a problem making 160. I mean, it didn't seem like. I wonder if he's moving up to 168. He's gradually moving up.
No, the plan I think is for him to fight the winner of Jacobs Canelo, which is most likely gonna be Canelo. So
it's just like they could. This guy, nobody knows this guy, right? So they could find a middleweight that nobody knows the same way, rather than make it at 64.
Yeah, I think they need a highlight reel. They need a knockout highlight reel of
And if they ask him middleweight, I think middleweight might ask for too much money.
But guys, like, who called out Golovkin? I mean, there's always these dudes on Twitter yapping when he got a fight. Now that he signed a new deal, there's a lot of money on the line. Who called him out? Nobody.
He's right.
Staller.
He's absolutely right. Precise right. Andrade should be calling out Golovkin. Andrade has been on the zone for a while. Now you got Golovkin.
Why isn't Derevianchenko calling him out, right? Why isn't he calling him out? None of these guys ever wanted to fight him. That's why he fought Vanez. Because these guys
only when he's
fight.
only when he's put in a position where he was waiting on the Canelo fight or was already tied into something else.
Then they're gonna open their mouth. Yeah.
No, I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that the 164.
Look, he put out a statement that he's willing to fight. This is true. He said, "I'll fight at 160." He said, "I'll even move down to 154. I'll fight at 68 and 75."
That was 5 years.
Five weight division.
That
that was just recently. I just heard. I saw that.
Yeah, no, it would be stupid of him for Gonzalez. It would be stupid for him.
I see in the chat he's saying that Golovkin can no longer make 160. I don't know, man. Like, that's a stretch.
Well, he just put out a statement that he can make 154. If he did that, imagine he become a 4th division world champion within 6 fights.
He's been making 160 his whole career.
This fight is this fight is at a catch weight.
Yeah, it's 164.
Oh, maybe the other dude wanted it.
Well, he's doing that for him because the other fighters used to fighting at 168.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, he didn't want to come. He didn't want to come all the way down.
Yeah, so they compromised.
GGG compromised. He said, I don't want to make it as hard for my opponent to meet me at 160.
Well, maybe he also struggling to make weight. I don't know.
Well, maybe not struggling, but maybe it's just
Hold on. Hold on. Stop. Johnny Boy wants to say something.
What the fuck?
Thanks, bro. But I fucking no. But like I say, man, Triple G's coming off a layoff. He's fucking 37, 38 years old, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He just had he can have a tune-up because he's gonna jump right into the fucking Canelo Jacobs winner in the fall, bro. Like, what's the problem?
Yeah, and like Pete said, it's not like
I wouldn't bank on that.
60, but it's like
I wouldn't bank on that, Johnny boy.
it's
You
easier
don't think
to
so?
like
I think so.
164.
No, I'm not. I'm saying that's probably the plan, but I wouldn't bank on that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
September or whatever.
I think no matter if he has trouble, quote unquote, making 160 or not, it's still an easier proposition for Golovkin for his first fight with this multi-fight deal, which I don't really care for these multi-fight deals, but it's easier. He still has to make a cut. You know what I'm saying? He still has to cut to get to 160. I don't care, easy or hard. So it's a little better.
It ain't easy. It's definitely not easy. Yeah.
Okay, let's
Well,
get
listen.
Jimmy in the conversation. Jimmy, what's up?
What's up, guys?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, Jimmy?
No, man, precise. You're 100% right. I noted that right after you signed with the Zone. I was saying, because the first thing I went to do was look up all the guys associated with the Zone, right? And I'm waiting for. First off, I got to stop saying right. That pisses me off. I started saying that last few weeks. It's starting to really piss me off. No, I just realized that, man. Because you know who says that? Leftists, I've noticed. I think that's why. No, really, I've noticed all those soy boys. Right. They say it after every sentence. Thank you. Oh, my. And I'm watching too much of it on YouTube. It's me.
Right.
But anyways, every time I said, I got to zap myself. But, you fucker. But no, those fucking douchebags, man. Where are they? Nobody's calling him out. The only time people call him out is after a fight is signed and it's inked. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I just hope he doesn't hang around too long where he starts to slip, and then when fucking I hate you, then you'll see the Charlo brothers. Where are you, G? Where are you?
Exactly.
Quiet as whores in church, though, right? When they're fucking, I said it again, when they're, when he's got nothing, he's looking for a dance partner. But sucks, man. They waited him out, a lot of them. But
I mean, did Charlotte really even deserve a fight? He still has fucking what's that guy name? Korobov problems. So fuck him, man. Fuck him.
Bro, nobody wanted to fight him when he had 3 belts, except for like Jacobs and Canelo. Canelo didn't even really want to fight him. He had no choice. And now that he doesn't have any belts, why would they want to fight him? Why? You know what I mean? They didn't when he was the man and he was paying you a lot of money. Now they're gonna come on. No, I'm not seeing it. And it's not like, he looked bad in the Canelo fight. You know what I mean? Like who went toe to toe with Canelo like that since Mayweather? Who? Nobody.
I still watch that. I still watch that fight, man.
That's a good fight.
Besides, you guys got to go back to the 11th round. How he catches him with that fucking shot that almost hurt him. It did hurt him. That buckled him. That shit was nice. Snuck that in there.
Recognize, bro. I watched that fight like 4 times, dog. Yeah.
You saw how he snuck it in there? Like he just.
What's that? Talking about Canelo?
No,
yeah,
I'm talking
Canelo
about
Triple G too.
Triple G. When Triple G catches Canelo and he hurts him.
Yeah, right when Canelo goes back to the round, the first thing that fucking the dude says to him, "You all right? You all right?"
Yeah,
the first thing he said to him, yeah, he knew. He saw he was rocked.
What he does is he pulls back. He pulls back, right? Like, because remember Canelo was like sort of walking him down at points. So he pulls back like he's gonna pull back, and he just fucking comes right back forward. Boom,
yeah,
catches Canelo, and Canelo is stunned. I was like,
damn.
This is high level, true high level fighters.
The last, like I say, bro, the last 3-4 rounds of that fight, Golovkin was smacking his head around like a fucking volleyball, bro.
I think he rolled a little bit with that punch. That's why he didn't catch him super flush. It caught him.
100% right.
He rolled it with the trajectory.
Right, Gonzalo. He did roll with that punch, but it still hurt him.
Something to do with redheads.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm telling you, man, redheads, gingers can take a beating. They really can. We used to call it retard strength back in the day. No, they can. The toughest kid I ever fought was a redhead. I hit this he was a terrible fight. It was in the street, and it got really sad. I was fucking beating this dude like a rented mule, and he just kept coming. And I mean, this fucking... Yeah, man, he has no soul. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
We gotta, hold on a second.
That's why they get the phrase, beat him like a redheaded stepchild, bro.
Exactly, man. Those fucking kids can take a beating. I mean, he started the fucking fight, and I mean, but I mean, I really did. I was surprised how many shots this kid took before he folded.
I remember
like,
I fought
took
a
some
redhead.
serious shots.
I fought a redheaded kid one time. Again, he stood up to everything I had as well. Bunch of shots, hard shots. Finally put him down. And his mother goes, "Oh, he's only 5 years old." I said, "Fuck, he shouldn't have picked on me, man. Sorry." Listen, the point is this. The point is
Bet you
this.
didn't fuck with you again, though.
That's right. I had a reach advantage. Listen, we do have to go, but first, Jimmy, we got to get your predictions for this weekend's fight. At least the Relik versus Prograis fight and the... What's the other fight again? Estrada versus Sor Rungvisai.
I'm going Sir Rung. I'm not going to try to butcher the rest of that. And I'm gonna go with Prograis. First, we'll do Prograis. I don't know enough about this kid he's fighting, so I'm just going with Prograis because I like him. I just, personal thing. So.
Which round?
Shit. This is I know nothing of this dude, so this is like fucking old lady playing bingo. All right, round 7. I'm gonna go 7, lucky 7s on Prograis stoppage, and then
bingo.
And then we'll do Sir Ring. That should be a war, man. I'm really looking forward to that fight. But Estrada, you think he's sharp one, guys? Or what does everybody else pick? What's everybody else going with on that one?
Oh, come on, don't follow.
With Sor Rungvisai decision.
Decision, yeah. I mean, because Estrada, he's had some wars, but he's a crafty, tough vet. Do you know if there's any bad blood between these guys? I like to know that shit too. Did these guys not like each other?
No, they're not like that.
Oh, not like that. Okay, because sometimes.
What Rungvisai says he wants to knock him out, though. That's what he did say that.
Yeah, but it's competitive talk. Yeah.
Right,
yeah, that's good old competitive talk.
But yeah, so I'm gonna just go out. Hate to be a sheep, but yeah, I'm gonna do the fucking. But you know what? Fuck everybody else said decision. So I'll say Rungvisai is gonna stop Estrada in the fucking 10th.
Oh. Hey, by the way, Jimmy, do you think you're gonna be right in this prediction?
You bastard! I'm telling you, man. I noticed that. I was listening to the show the other day, and every time I couldn't even listen to the show. I said it so I was like, "What a fucking loser!" Right. What am I saying that shit for?
One thing about that you said that leftists usually say right. I was listening to that fucking Joe Rogan podcast he did a couple of days ago with some guy
named blonde kid. That clown, and he said, "What's his name?" Evan was right about everything. Yeah,
Adam,
that fucking soy boy goof, that fucking hipster clown. The fuck is the shit he was saying? There's no such thing as an alpha male, and women aren't attracted to muscular men. And of course, you're gonna say that with your tubby gut, and your narrow shoulders, barely holding up that goofy head.
Jimmy, when was this?
On Joe Rogan the other day. That fucking
I need to watch this.
He's the kid who has that show Wrong About Everything or whatever on TBS. He's a total leftist. I thought he was gay. Shocked to me he's married, but he's soft as puppy shit.
Does he have glasses?
Last kid
and
picked
is
in
he
fucking
fat?
trim class. What? Oh yeah, he doesn't have an ounce of muscle on him. The hardest thing on his body is his haircut. You know what I mean? This kid's a fucking, you know what I mean? Like, participation trophy winning fucking clown. And he's sitting there saying there's no such thing as, the shit was coming out of his mouth. It was just insane. Even talking about giving 7-year-old children trans medicines to transit them into females. I'm like, fucking, if my 7-year-old kid, I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. You know, just, you don't let a 7-year-old dictate their sexuality.
You fucking soy boy goof. I'm gonna have to use that one, Jimmy.
It's fucking sickening. The Overton window, in my point of view, you can see it. I mean, not to go to political, but you look right across the whole European fucking landscape right now. Right-wing fucking political parties are winning everywhere. Everybody's had enough of the social justice warrior shit. You know, it's just gotten out of control. And he's a prime example. I recommend. I'm glad you brought it up. And this dude, prime example. Every other word is right. And it's like, and I wanted to see, so I went and looked it up. And what's got me pissed? It's actually a thing. Leftists talk about everything, and in their little Chomsky hand guide, they say use words in your sentences when you think you might be wrong or right, but use positive words like right to reaffirm what you're saying, to make people think you're right. Exactly.
Because they can't, they don't know themselves if they're right. They know they're wrong, but they want to convince themselves.
Well, that's an interesting point right
good
there.
point, brother.
I am a victim of masculinity. And
fucking quiz!
Anyway, listen.
Right? Everybody knows that dude, right? He was jacked. I had my buddy Scotty, right? He was jacked out of his mind, Mr. New England. He was in Playgirl. We used to always tease him about that shit. Listen, this kid he treated women like dog shit. I mean, it wasn't like he did it on purpose. He just didn't have much of a outgoing personality like that. But get to the point where I never seen somebody treat women so badly. We were in Florida. That kid got more tail than a fucking gynecologist. That kid pulled pussy every weekend. I'm talking banging pussy. But you know why? Because he had fucking he looked like guys you see on the novels, the fucking with their shirts open, all ripped up, 8-pack and shit. And so they're this idiot to sit there and say, "Oh, women don't go for that type."
Oh, Jimmy, I just heard his voice. Oh God, no.
Did you? Oh,
yeah. I'm watching it right now. Ugh.
It's like fingernails on a chalkboard listening to someone like him talk. Like I would actually get a case if I was in a room with him.
And he sounds so obnoxious as well. Like every time he speaks.
Are you talking about me or about the Adam guy?
I'm talking about both.
I wasn't sure anymore.
I was talking about you.
Yeah, I'm talking about both.
Jimmy, just go walk your dog, man. You'll bounce back. Don't worry about it, this guy.
Yeah, I gotta go fucking plan the next clan meeting. Walk my dog, right?
All right, guys, we're gonna end the show now. So,
all right, gentlemen, I caught at the end of it. Everybody have a great night, man. Be safe.
Yes, thanks everybody.
Peace, God bless people.
Everyone, take care, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you everybody for joining us. Now, Butch, before we go, Butch, I'm gonna play a song. It's not gonna be as relaxing as the first one, but it's not gonna be all out either. All right, so don't criticize me afterwards. Now, I want to thank everybody who joined the panel today. Who was okay? Well, we had Pete, we had Apology, right? We had Recognize the Matrix.
Right.
We had Recognize the Matrix. We had Gonzalo. We had Corruption Boxing, Precise. Johnny Boy, happy birthday to Johnny Boy. Well, actually, it's not even his birthday today. He lied to everybody, but it's tomorrow or Friday, he said. Who else is here, Bucho? Come on. Help me out. Who did I forget? Don't tell me I forgot.
There's a lot of people, man.
Johnny on the spot with the help, Bucho.
I'm
going to get my audio straightened out before the next show, guys. I'm sorry about that.
No, it was okay. It was okay, the audio.
No, it was okay.
Apparently, mine's the one that's all fucked up lately. People can't hear
You're
me.
in the Hangouts.
I'm gonna buy something to boost.
On YouTube, you sound fine, BDA.
All right, but I think it has something. Well, I'll tell you later. Listen, the point is this: I want to thank also everybody in the chat room. John Gonzalez exposing them, the Fox Strikes, John Gonzalez, Apology, Michael Stott, the Fight Scout Box, Azzy, Shepherd of Sons, Overhand, Mr. Soul, Danny Lopez, Rasclot, Triple JJ, Foulpole Boxing, the Quags. You know what? I should play a little music. Wait a minute. Where's my soundtrack? Bucho, where's my water? Where's my water?
My water, give me my water.
Alright, I got it. Apology Man, Box 88, Turlock. Who the fuck is Turlock? Don Hearn, Bay Area, California, Nopal Castellanos, and many more. You guys know who you are. I don't gotta say all the... the Fox Strikes, of course. Can't forget the Fox Strikes. So we'll see you in the next one, folks. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter. Don't forget to go over to Spreaker and iTunes so you can download the episodes there. And one last thing. Hold on a second. One last thing. Real quick. Yes, that's true. I said quick. And I'm stalling
Go ahead,
now.
man. You're fucking with
I'm stalling because I'm trying to open up the page. Steven Schneider. I want to thank Steven Schneider and Foulpole Boxing for their contributions. Shout out to both of those guys. I was stalling because the page wouldn't open. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Hope you get your predictions right. Otherwise, we'll ban you from the show or from the chat room. And I'm not kidding. All right? I'm a tyrant.
You only want the best here. I won't be showing up now. You see next episode, I'm not showing up.
All right. I hope everybody knows I'm kidding. All right, let's take it easy, fellas. See you on the next one.